All right, guys, 2 o'clock. We are awaiting the Fed decision on interest rates here. You can see no data coming through as of yet. We'll let you know as soon as it does. There it is, unchanged on the interest rate as expected. It's going to be more about the comments that come with it as far as if and when the Fed will start to taper and by how much they will taper if it is going to be an increase. Let's jump right into the market here, though. I'll keep an eye on some of these comments as they come through, guys.
Snapchat. So, I mean, there was a nice little Snapchat. Look, everybody knows you got to wait for the comments to come out, but the Qs just did this, like, whip down.
Yes.
It went down, like, $2, able to just buy in front of support, 384.50, and then immediately get out for a quick buck. But like we talked about here, this is all about what comes through in the comments. We already knew it wasn't going to be a change. Let's see what happens with the comments and what the follow-through is. Brendo?
Fed doubling the pace of its taper to $30 billion a month starting, it would appear, this month, guys. So that was one of the comments we were wondering if it was going to come, and it has. So the Fed doubling the pace of the taper to $30 billion a month starting this month.
Okay, so that, I mean, obviously that can't be the good news there. I mean, doubling the taper is not going to be a good idea here. We'd rather them add, start buying some more, not cutting this. So let's wait to see what happens here. We are going to go short the Qs at 384.62 right now. So we are short the market. You could see that right on there. Unfortunately, we're stuck in our Roblox trade right now. That'll be punched out very, very soon. But let's just watch to see what happens here. It's just very, very whippy. There's not a whole hell of a lot going on the market right now, just up and down. This is to be expected. So I don't know, man. This is just like whipping around. We don't have a big position. We're waiting for something to happen here. Microsoft down to 325 and dumping a little bit. We do have an AMC long, which is $1 in the money. That was pretty big. So we'll watch some of these stocks as we go. Nvidia down to 278 as well. That's starting to crack a little bit lower here. So I don't know, man. I mean,
Tesla's holding up kind of nicely, but that was pretty ugly. Tesla is near that 230. I just tried to pick up the Qs, the same place where it bounced. It got to 385.40. I just tried to short that same price. It's not even going to give it to you. And I'm watching Roku because Roku was under a lot of pressure and it bounced. This might be a good opportunity to get short on Roku with the market coming down. This stock wanted to try to bounce here.
I don't even know, man. I mean, right now we're just kind of like in la-la land, trying to watch what happens. We're going to wait for Powell to come through. We just added to our short position there. Looking at something like, I don't know, if we break this high, this kind of wick high there, 386, I think we can get out of this one. But we're going to hold the short here. It doesn't seem like it's great news. The initial move is to the downside. It doesn't mean we can't pop easily right now. So let's hold, here it comes. Let's hold that short until 386 right up here and see if we, if we got this. That's where it was before this started. So let's see about another short into here, 386. We may even use this top, man, 386.50 for this, but we still are waiting for more data to come through here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. Like, if Fed officials saying inflation 5.3 end of 2021, 2.6 for 2022. So I think it's getting cut in half for next year.
Oh.
That actually, if that's what their opinion is, I think that's actually a pretty solid line that they're going to be taking for the market. The market might like that. So we're going to see this start to come in here. Yeah, there goes the future.
Yeah, there they go. There they go.
386.50.
Yeah, okay, so we got out of that one real quick. So that's a good line there. Inflation maybe, not going to be here forever, which is very, very nice. What's up, Brendo?
Another number that's kind of interesting here, guys, a little bit higher than expected. The Fed also seeing the U.S. economy to grow or increase 4% in 2022, which is up from 3.8, their prior forecast.
Yeah, like that inflation number, to me, that's a big one. Nvidia just came right back to this 285
The market is
level.
ripping.
Market's absolutely tearing through this. Your upside basically like only a downside only
go.
a 30%. If Nvidia can take out this 85.5 here, monster.
Let's go. Yeah, monster. Roblox there. Starting to go back up to the upside. So we thought we'd get stopped out, but it jumps to 94 and then booms it to the upside right here, up to 96 and change. $1 winner on this one. $1.50 on AMC as that is starting to rip to the high side here. So it looks like this is good. This report finally printing good for us as it goes to the upside. We did take a shot on the Qs there and wound up losing, but not much. As here it comes right back down Roblox again. So maybe 96.20. Let's put an offer there. Get out if it does pump one more time, guys. Roblox.
Yeah, and still have some positions from earlier on in the morning that I don't think are going to matter too much. Obviously, all those shorts. But Tesla, I wanted to show you. That was right on the low of the day. I'm going to start digging into Nvidia here, but Tesla on a pullback. If it comes to VWAP, I'm going to like this. That is a monster move.
There
and
it
a
goes.
huge 930 level on Tesla. Double bottom from yesterday's action. If it gives you VWAP again, that's going to be a bit of a buy. But this looks like we could have a sustained buying off that. I love that inflation. Well, I mean, it's their inflation target, right? Like they still said transitory, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I haven't heard any language change, but thinking 2.6 next year means I think it's coming down in a big way and won't last too long. So we're going to stick with Nvidia. I would have loved Tesla on a pullback into VWAP, but some things are whippy. Tesla is not very whippy. It didn't even give anything back off that 960 top, only a few bucks.
No, this is really good news, man. A lot of stocks are starting to bounce now a little bit. Apple back up to 175, and Nvidia was dead, man, dead to water there. I think it was what was
what's
it?
a 278 on that?
I was going to say 278 was what I was going to say. Yeah, and now look at this. All the way to the upside.
today.
Roblox ripping. We did get out of some of that as well. Crypto starting to rip as well, like nuts right now. Crypto nuts. You can see here. Are we ready for Brendan? Just go to Brendan.
Apple day highs coming here as well, guys. Ripping back higher. So correction, initially they said December, it's January. So they'll double the tapering, the bond tapering rate in January, not December, to 30 billion a month, up from 15, guys.
Man, Jay Powell, like, wow. Like,
Jerome.
you know, you are a friend of mine, Jerome, so let's go. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Did that work? I didn't hear that, but okay. Oh, my God. Back to the upside. Are those sounds? Let me hear this one more time.
Oh, my God.
There it is. Okay, good. So up to $97 now on Roblox. Thank you, Uncle Jerome, as the market just continues to make some moves to the upside here. Apple, like Brendan just said, let's check out Microsoft. I like that one better than them all, so I got to just punch long here on Softy. Softy's struggling right now, but if we can get this back down, 327.30, something like that. I'm just going to go long Microsoft right here. I think this works.
Dominic with the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I'll get the Stitch Fix. If you're going to throw that in, holy cow. Oh, come on, load up. Please just load. Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of stocks are going to have moves like this. And the whipsaw down and then a big straight shot upside, only about like 60 cents. But either way, it's breaking out. You got to go to what you like, right? So Microsoft, I went over to Nvidia for the long trade. You just had to pick your poison. And when you guys couldn't hear me on the midday movers on Pfizer, I was saying if the market went up, Pfizer at the high of the day was going to be a good short. I ended up not taking it, of course, going over to Nvidia for the long. But yeah, definitely a good look there. If you're watching Bitcoin, another stock, obviously not another stock, but Coinbase had been making a strong move anyways. And now that's all the way up at load, all the way up at 255 load, all the way up at 255. So, I mean, everything looking pretty good. But those high flyers, like some of those healthcare names, safe names, those are coming back in.
Yeah, they are. And I think you can go back. You can start to think about going back to some of these high flyers, I believe, guys. So 326.50, I think, is where we're going to get out here. If we do come back in on Softy, in case the rhetoric changes or something happens here, we will get out around this 326.50 area, which is that high there and sort of that bottom there of that wick before this all started to come through. So we'll see. It could fade back in, man. I mean, this is a very dangerous time to trade. I mean, you can see even just here, Microsoft up $4 right there. And I'm buying the top. I mean, that's what you got to do, right? People are trying, I mean, maybe not, but people are starting to switch over. I'm thinking that tech's going to be back in play now with this inflation number. And then we also, of course, have the talk there of the taper. So good so far. We're really super lucky to have Brendan on board here. He'll come to us if there's any sort of talk. I believe it's 2:15 or 2:30 when he's going to take the mic, and that's when
2:30. I want to say.
Yeah, that's when the questions will start throwing down for Jay Powell. So we'll see what happens there. Not Jay Wow of Jersey Shore, but Jay Powell of the Fed. So no donkey today for the Fed, as it seems like they're going to win the day with this movement, bringing the NASDAQ almost, I guess it did go green at some point, but we're just battling right around green, man. This looked like a horrible day, and yeah, there it is. Market rejoiced today.
Absolutely, and it isn't Pfizer, but Eli Lilly, which had positive news today. And a strong move for Eli Lilly, up 9%, was higher, but if I'm going to find something to fade, I wanted it to be healthcare, and Eli Lilly right at that 52-week high, 276, or at least close to it, lower high up here at 271, able to catch it short here, 71.80 off the high of the day. I'll take that if I can't get Pfizer, which is already at VWAP. Brendan.
So you guys were wondering about changes from the last one. Here is the actual statement. Everything you see in red is changed from the last statement. So there was actually quite a bit. We obviously don't have to go through it now, but there is actually quite a bit that has changed, obviously in the right direction in this one, guys.
Looks like there's some talk there. I mean, I can't read that either, but looks like there's some talk there on COVID-19, things like that. So we'll just see where it goes from here. But we did get out. I mean, the only position really that we're worried about. Oh, I was going to show you guys cryptos absolutely booming. Wait a minute, I thought I had the minute chart up here. Do I not have this minute chart up? No, what is this? This is ETH. Yeah, do I not? No, this is a 1 day, sorry. Hold on a second, guys. I just want to show you this, what just happened to ETH here as it took off. So we were down to 3,700 and then tick, 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 boom, all the way back to $4 grand right now. So ETH started to make a move to the upside. So like we talked about, maybe Coinbase, Hut 8, things like that, some of those minings, Riot, Mara, so on and so forth for those names. So we're actually kind of stuck right now. We're stuck in softy. I don't know. I'm going to give it to that 326.50. I'd hate to lose on this, but hey, I went back to a name that I really trust. I think that Microsoft is a strong name in this environment and will continue to work. So, you know, the NASDAQ's beat down. This name is well below, well, not well below, but it's below. It was below anyways, temporarily. This 50-period moving average or rate at it. So I think this gets bought up. Let's see. We could be wrong. 326.50 or so is going to be the out. So if we are wrong. And we just tried to get more there at 327, but a little too, you know, not aggressive enough to grab that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna bag this trade, and it's not that I think it's a trap. It's not that I think it's a trap, but if I get the chance to get out of Nvidia here, I took a scalp in the Qs and won, and then took a scalp in the Qs the other way and lost. And Nvidia gave the breakout trade here at 85. It doesn't really pull too far back below that 284.50, but I look at the range it's made, and in about 15 minutes, we're going to get Powell on the mic, and you know, I'd rather not run the risk of him reversing the market on me. The difference with the Eli Lilly trade sort of being, if growth is going to be good, then I think we can get a fall off here, but I would have taken a setup like Lilly, maybe tighter to 273, 274, but I would have taken a short on this very likely at this time of day anyway. So that's why I kind of don't mind sitting in this, but I'd rather take the profit on an Nvidia, which we've just done here. And I'm still going to be watching very closely to Tesla, but you guys have rightfully mentioned that Lucid, that made a strong move and is right at that high of the day. We've known some of these levels have been pretty good, up around this 41 for resistance. It still needs to chew through about 41.30. Key price on Lucid here for me is 41.30. That resistance has not broken yet. It's still a bit range bound. And this is the thing. Yes, we just had the Fed. Major move in the markets here. But this is not broken out of its range yet.
It's your birthday.
Anything they can't break out right now, to me, that's not relative strength, guys. You got to be wary. This is the bigger tech going. Some of these EV names not as strong, and Lucid might be one of them.
Yeah, and that's the thing you got to watch out for. And there goes Softy right back to the upside. So we'll catapult ourselves here. Just wish we would have got that bid down here. I don't know how we missed that. Oh, that didn't actually happen. So that's how. But there it goes, nicely back up to the upside. So Microsoft 40 cents in the money. It's not a huge one, but pretty happy with it. We'll see. We just took it out at 328 right here. So here it goes. More upside here coming for Softy. Do we have some targets? Let's go 328.50 and just see if it's still running, man. 328.50 Softy. What's up, Beep?
Guys, they've followed through with their promise going back a couple of weeks of removing the transitory word, that transitory word not in this statement, which is essentially saying that it's not a temporary thing. But then they come out and say 2.6% on inflation by the end of next year. So is it transitory still? Because that seems back to basically where it should be, no?
That does. I mean,
this reminds me of like when Trump basically took Jerome Powell back to the woodshed there and told him never screw this up again. And then this time Powell comes out and is like, okay, I mean, I know it's not President Trump anymore, but I feel like, you know, he's kind of correcting, let's go. He's kind of correcting some of the, I don't know what to do here. Let's just go. I mean, all these things are still messed up. I thought we fixed these. Let's just go ching ching there as we go Microsoft to the upside right now, cashing it out. But I feel like he's just sort of righting some of those wrongs right now, the way he was talking couple weeks ago. So this is nice, man. Thank you, Jerome. Man, everything is back on right now. DraftKings is going to work. A lot of these names that have been beat down in this environment are now going to start to work. So let's go back over to Palantir, see what that one's doing as well. As Softy right now, $1 in the money for Microsoft. So we're smoking that good right now. And there we go, right to the upside. 1860. There it is. There's Palantir straight up. I mean, I'm expecting same things, Neil, with a firm probably.
A firm broke high a day. Nvidia broke high a day. I'm just looking at some of the EV names because I'm sort of noticing the relative strength weakness here. Come on, give me a break. Rivian, remember, Rivian reports, and again, another stock that's not breaking anywhere close to its highs and still down in the session. Rivian, Lucid also looking relatively weak. NIO, which was probably one of the biggest or the weakest names that we saw.
Yep.
Man, it's like everything is loading so slowly here. I think it's just the volume.
It's
NIO,
too much data.
not much of a spike. Got through $30, but it's still $2 off where it opened. So if I had to pick the weakness, I think the EV names are still a little bit overheated. Your fintech is bouncing really nicely here. From what I could tell, it looks like we're getting a reversal in some of the healthcare stocks, although Pfizer, nice little bounce. If I wasn't already in Eli Lilly and starting to work in the money here, already up like a good 50 points here, I probably would be looking to get into Pfizer for the short. I think that's what your reversal might be in some of those healthcare that look pretty strong. But remember, at 2:30, 15 minutes, he has a chance to muck this one up by saying the wrong thing. I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying.
Won't.
I'm just saying he is going to be in front of the mic. So we're going to be paying attention. Anything significant that comes out of it, of course, we'll get to you live. That's what we do.
Yeah, for sure. So Roblox right now, $2.50 in the money, just taking out some of these levels that just passed through VWAP. So Roblox working. Microsoft, $1 in the money. We took that for you guys live, then talked you through that one. And then AMC just continues to make moves to the high side as well. AMC, a nice trade there, but the thing about AMC is you got to figure out some levels here where I want to get out. So, if this breaks back down below 24, I'm thinking that might be it. So let's give AMC some room to breathe a little bit, but a break below 24, and we'll just take our $1.30 on this and get out of there, because AMC, we're still long. AMC, a good trade today. So if it comes back up, I don't know. Let's see a 20-minute chart here on AMC, maybe. Yeah, so that's 25 actually is that high, 24.60, something like that in there. I think we could probably take that. So let's look for that on AMC if we're lucky enough to get it on the 1 minute chart. We'll go with that right here. So 24.60 in this area where we were at this morning before we dumped down. So I think that's a good little spot there. 24.60 for AMC, as maybe we're returning to back to a little bit of normal here. Hopefully we don't have to worry about some of this Fed talk, but AMC still trying to work. 24.60. We might as well get out at 24.50, so I'm going to put my order there.
Yeah, and a good note by Brendan here. ARC, of course, getting a bit of a spike. Though still red on the session. It's down 0.3%, but they did get a $2.50 move. It's starting to slow down a bit. Like, you just got to 16,000 on the NASDAQ. I'll do my little bit of a rune here by just quickly saying this is the high from overnight, right? Like the 16,000 level, that's that big line in the sand. So I guess it can't be too surprising. You get a little bit of a slowdown and a pullback. Could be a chance to buy a few dips if you get the chance. I still like hanging on to. If you have Pfizer, fair enough, but I have Eli Lilly to that downside, and now Tesla's starting to pull back. So what was probably one of the biggest spikes initially relative to the dip, because some stocks had a big dip and then a rally. Tesla had a tiny rally and then a monster rip, which was very different from everything else I saw. That shows a little bit of strength on that print. It just came back to this 950 level. I like VWAP a little bit better if we can catch a bounce on Tesla. But wow, what a move already. You got to be pretty happy with a lot of this. Still about 10 minutes to go. I'm not trying to hold on for dear life, because I actually feel like if we don't break 16, then this might not be as good as we thought. All
right, guys, money bags, let's go. Look at this softy trade, guys. I love trading Microsoft. A lot of you should know that if you've been on the show before and watched this. We are now $2, $1.50 in the money, $3 in the money on Roblox. And again, we took the Qs. We battled the Qs a little bit, but that's fine. And then we just were like, you know what? This is a good sign. Boom. Microsoft, nice trade all the way to the upside. Will we get back to where we were sort of this morning before, the epic collapse started to happen? Hopefully, and that's what we're going to wait for right now. So we do have a piece left on there. 25, 50, 75, still got a quarter of this softy trade on as we just continue to march higher, man. Microsoft, basically my number one stock. Well, not. Palantir is my number one stock today, but we'll watch out for that. AMC as well, man. We just talked about that one. Let's look at some other names here. You just talked about Tesla, Apple's ripping. I'm looking up here to see what's made a monster move back, and I haven't even looked at the chat here. So maybe there's some BABA not moving. I see people talking
go to CRM.
about that. Pfizer 58.
CRM, not much of a move. CRM's up, but it's only I would expect maybe we'd be closer to that 260 level. So it just some things are only just barely getting green here, and then you get some stronger moves here. And then the NASDAQ is now at 0.4. So if I see something lagging that, I'll be a little bit disappointed. So I'm disappointed in CRM, that's for sure. What was another? Shoot, it was DocuSign. That's the other one I wanted to go to here. DocuSign, which had gotten beaten up on their earnings. Almost at 150 is DocuSign. And if you're looking for something that maybe had bad earnings that could be trying to break back out, yeah, look at this. Not even close. So DocuSign, not even close to that resistance up at that 155 level. Yeah, so a bit of a muted response by something like a DocuSign. It really just feels like it's your safety tech that looks really, really strong, and a few other high-flying names here, and definitely fintech, because I just noticed Affirm and SoFi making some nice moves. Should probably check in on a few of those other ones there, like PayPal and Square. SoFi, very, very strong, by the way.
Yeah, good, man. And that's what I'm saying about Palantir, SoFi. Yeah, there goes Palantir back to day's high. Rate, what was that?
No, I was just in my head, like Square. I forgot.
Yeah, Square, Palantir, everything. And that's why we went right back to Roblox, man. And we just held this trade. We did take it out right there at 207 when it started to bump back up. And then there we go. I think this name continues to work, obviously, in this environment. We don't have too much to worry about anymore as far as some of these. We talked about this, the high valuation, price to sales rather than price to earnings, some of these stocks. And look what you're going to see right now. You're going to see JP Morgan turn red on the day now, right? As people were flight to safety a little bit there. Now JP Morgan down 0.65 here. I guess it was down already before this. It did rally back. But if there's anything that's kind of fading this rally right here, it's probably banks. So that's JP Morgan. Another bank we like, Morgan Stanley back down to 98. Okay, so yeah, so this one's all red. Yeah, this one's coming back down as well. Although Morgan's holding out okay. Yeah, on the daily, look, this is what we mean by flight to safety here. Like, it's been doing nothing in the last month, right? So people just kind of back and forth with the bank stocks there as we go. Tesla back to 950 as well, and then Softy just hanging out at the high side. So yeah, so far so good, man. A break of 24, and we're going to get out of AMC.
Yeah, just noticing Oracle, another one. They just had an unbelievably good report here. Now, it had already bounced this morning, and it was looking pretty strong going into the afternoon. But yet, still off of that high of the day. So if you're looking for, if there's a turnaround, right? Like just saying, like if you're sitting holding in the money here, obviously I wish I'd held Nvidia, but my plan was to get in and out and trade just on the momentum, and then look for a push after Powell starts talking. If you're looking for something that could have some weakness, though, anything that couldn't take out these highs, like Oracle's still sitting here, I'm surprised, below that 103.5 print. Like, that's just a little bit shocking to me. Brendo?
Just watching some of the other ETFs here moving around as well, guys. So the futures now, Fed Fund futures now pointing to 90% chance of a hike as soon as April. It's still about 50-50 as far as March goes, but the statement did include most members in the Fed now saying at least 3 rate hikes possible into 2022.
It's not good.
3 rate hikes? Yeah.
How many members was that? Majority? 3 hikes next year?
Pass.
Yeah, see, that's an interesting thing. Like the fact the market likes that is a surprise to me, because 3 hikes next year, to me, was what the market was pricing in, and that would have been and wasn't what the funds rate was pricing. So it's a very interesting move. Going to manage some of this other, stuff that we just sort of have been sitting in from the morning. This is probably always a good thing. If you're short in small caps, and the broad market starts to go like this, well, the money starts coming out of these that have gapped up and starts going into the quality. So it's actually a bit of a move down in GRTX. I might get the last of it out if it takes out the low of the day. And the same thing happened, GMTX making a move. Ocugen, which had news earlier this morning, if you're watching this one as well, it just had made a spike up, was retesting these highs, and then it fell off as well. So not too much of a shock in my opinion. We've seen this before. Where sometimes, the stocks that had been strong on the small cap side tend to fade back a little bit when you get the market booming like this and the money comes out of them, taking the profit and rotating it somewhere nice.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so I think at this point, I don't know, man. We're still waiting for 230. Like, part of me, I don't know. I don't want to get out. Like, I don't know what he's going to say. Like, I understand that we've just given back some here on Roblox and on all these. Where's my 1 minute chart? On a lot of these plays that have come back in now, including Roblox, right? We were at 97.50. Now we're at 96.50. So, 96.70. But it's come back in a little bit here off of our bump there. So let's wait to see. Like I said, I still think Powell's a friend for everybody here. So with that being said, hard to, okay, are we going to smash Tesla? So first of all, NIO was an absolutely monster trade for me today. We talked about this on the memes and movers, or we tried to anyways on the market movers. And then boom, like short, NEO, 30.50, short, NEO, 30, tick, 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 tick. And then we went long there and just got ticked out on the Fed number. So that's fine, still a nice little profitable trade. But NEO, let's see if this cracks lower now. Like, I don't know, if the market breaks, we already know NEO's in trouble. So what about a NEO short right now. So that's something that we want to look at as well. So Microsoft's come all the way back in, so that's never going to be a good sign for us. But good thing we got out. We're just holding that last quarter. Let's see what happens now. As like we just said, man, Jerome Powell's going to come down, talk a little bit. I don't like what Neil said there about you said 3 raises next year. That's not going to be good. But
the majority of members, that's the thing that gets me.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to, if it's the majority of members, it's going to get passed then. So, yeah, not good. But again, people will talk to him about that. And you know, next thing you know, he might say, well, who cares what everybody says? We're not raising. Like, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to say. But Jerome Powell, right now, the man that everyone's looking at. So AMD through 140. Like, what a great move on AMD. Shout out to Trader Pratt. He mentioned trading AMD off the number. And boom, right there, a smooth $4. Not bad. Not bad, right? Like Microsoft did the same $4 move, but it's a $300 stock. So you get way more value trading that AMD move. So good call there.
And yeah, I just got into Lucid. Remember I was saying like some of these names ran right into resistance and then stalled out. So if you're gonna take a shot, like instead of like I got it at Nvidia, but instead of reversing and shorting in that, let me get on the EV space. And if you're going to play the short side, play it in front of big time resistance. 4130 yesterday's high we talked about in the morning. 4130, a great support level before. You saw when it cracked. I guess this would have been last week on the 9th. So I just jumped in front of it, got a 4090 short on Lucid here. And look, maybe some of these other names start to come back, and it should have been like you just go into some of the big tech and we'll be absolutely fine. But I'd rather sort of point out where the weakness is going to be. And if the NASDAQ, like I said, couldn't get through that 16,000 and wants to pull back before Powell talks, maybe some of that quick money that just got made, people want to take it off the table. I'd rather do it in something that has an out that I'm aware of. And 4130 is an obvious one for me here in Lucid. If I tried shorting in Tesla, I'm not sure where my out would have been. And you don't want to get run over in that stock, that's for sure.
No, and we're not that far away right now. So we only have 4 minutes to go. I just put a stop here. I'm not just going to let this trade turn into a loser. So we'll get out of Microsoft if it does break back down below where we're in. So you know, a break of about 327.20 or so on Softy. And again, you know, we know the risks. Trust me, I know the risk associated with these trades. There it is. So now we're out. I don't even know what price we got right there, but it seems like a good one. 30. So we're not really a good one, but there we go. We are now out of Softy. It looks like we got downticked again. But what can you do? This is a violent day right now. So Microsoft, we're out of that one, and we'll get back into everything. So I don't have anything on right now. My AMC got stopped out once it broke through 24. Still an absolutely great trade there for AMC. So really happy.
What was that?
Cannon tried to grab the sausage there, but we got out of AMC there, and yeah, Neil just thinks I'm like reaching for his face.
No, I'm so focused on the chart that I didn't even realize what was going on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, AMD just fell. Damn it, AMD just fell off.
I should have shorted Rivian instead of Lucid. Man, see, that's the thing. Like immediately, like Rivian earnings, like risk off, right? So I guess people just decided to take all the risk off on that pop. Rivian is now lower than when the announcement came out. Well, it was for a couple of seconds there. But again, just find the relative weakness. Instead of trying to stick your neck out on something which, you know, I think could be strong. And Vivek, we've sort of been saying this. I think Vivek made a point there, explained 3 rate hikes and 3 basis point per month taper, 30 billion per month taper. Why is the market going up? Well, we knew the taper was coming.
Yeah.
To me, the market went up because of that inflation projection that they made, like saying that it was looking like 2.6 for next year, which means it's coming down pretty heavily and recovering to some more reasonable levels, closer to their target of 2, which was a floating target in the first place. But that 3 hike for next year, I can't see why the market likes that one. We'll see what happens. I'll be very interested to see his comments along those lines. We'll keep you posted about that. And like I said, should have been Lucid, so it should have been Rivian instead of Lucid. But either way, I'm on the wrong page. I don't know where some of these are, so I'll hit this key for you guys. It's gonna work, and I'm gonna pull back Lucid. Like I just got first leg out in Lucid, but admittedly, I just showed you the Rivian chart. It was Rivian and Lucid I went to for the reversal play, and it 100% should have been Rivian that I got into. Instead, I went to Lucid. I'll get the rest out in front of 40 in VWAP because, as far as I'm concerned, whenever we get this day coming through, it's like take your profit, scalp it out, take the winner. I'm always looking to get in, get out, and react to the market until it establishes a bit of a trend in the afternoon. And as far as I'm concerned, we haven't established a trend. I just trimmed some Eli Lilly for only, just under $1. It's barely even moving. I thought it would come back a little bit harder than this. So I'm not going to get run over by one of the strongest stocks in the market today. If not, out of the big cap, I don't know anything that's up as much as Eli Lilly. So shorting that stock, which I thought would make sense, not getting the move I expected, take some profit and run away.
Yeah, and I mean, that's basically what we did on all of our plays here today. As you can see, Microsoft, we got out there at 327.30, and then look what happened, man. It went all the way to 326.60. So saved ourselves a bit of money there. I just did try to catch. Okay, so I'm on the bid. How am I not getting filled? I'm on the bid in the 80s here for AMD. So thinking that this dipped down from 40, it just dropped $1 into some of these levels here. So was thinking that we might be able to hold this 138.50 area, but I never got filled. So maybe if it comes back down, we'll see if that can come through here for AMD. But we're 20 seconds away before he takes the stage there. And I guess he's just going to have prepared speech, and then he's going to take the questions. It's the question period that I think we're all very excited about. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see some of the questions, not so much the answers, I think, because they're also typically pretty scripted, but some of the questions that come regarding this. When it comes to, I mean, the market just went red, guys. We went negative 0.2 to positive 0.3.5. And then right back to flat. We're exactly flat right now, so not a huge move. Peloton showing a lot of relative weakness. JP Morgan today coming out removing this stock from their top internet companies. So Peloton, yeah, not much of a bounce at all with the market there.
Well, I mean, some things.
Yeah, you may want to remove Peloton from your top internet picks. So.
What was it?
Okay. Anyways, I don't know. We could check Peloton quickly right here.
Sure about that.
I did start a small position on a 40 break of Peloton. We talked about that. So it's whatever. I mean, we're going to be down a little bit. We just started this 2 days ago. So Peloton, nice little move down. And again, like, I don't know. I just like this name. I just think it was too far, too fast. I think you're going to see some decent purchases of Pelotons over the holiday season. So let's just wait to see where that goes. And remember, everyone always it's like one of their New Year's resolutions seems to always be to work out more and this and that. So we'll just see, man. I think Peloton can get some of that love. So we'll see that. I was actually looking for a daily chart on Peloton. There it is. So we'll just see what's happening here. You can see just all the way to the downside. I just think there are some catalysts here for them. So we'll see if we're going to be right on that one. But Peloton, I think, still works.
Yeah, I was just looking back. It's a good time to start scanning through other names that maybe you wouldn't be looking at. Just looked at Walmart here because that was a stock that I remember was making a run in the morning, and it's a bit of a safety play, not doing a heck of a lot, like not even catching a bid when the market tried to reverse. So I'm going to stay away from that particular consumer name. Lucid's starting to really come down here. I guarantee you that means that Rivian is probably absolute gold. Reporting tomorrow, we have Rivian and then Adobe is the other one. So it's pretty light, but those two, I expect some fireworks. Yeah, if Rivian comes back to like 114, 115 while Powell's talking, that could be good for a reversal play. I'm just looking for levels to be able to play off of at this particular point. If Tesla would have come a little bit further back, like it broke, there was no bid here when it got through 950, and then VWAP, there was almost no bid as well. If it comes back to the flush bottom, that's not the low of the day. This is 935 when the announcement came out. That would be a level you look to hold. If I'm gonna do this because it's easier than flipping to the chart. If the NASDAQ is going to be nowhere close to pulling all the way back to where it was at the announcement, it's a good 200 points higher. Then Tesla, if it gets anywhere near that low at the announcement, comes all the way back when the NASDAQ holds higher, that could be a good entry point. So look for things that maybe oversell on the way back down here, and if the futures find a level, you're kind of getting them at a good risk to reward. And this is for a day trade I'm obviously talking about here. So as usual, Tesla showing some extended moves. It had a huge move up initially, but it's coming right back to that support level as I think Powell is talking. If we get anything significant, we'll let you know.
I'm just looking at the chart here for Microsoft, and it was actually debating this I'm like debating taking this short right here. I don't know. The market is falling back down here right now. Like Brendan said, we did turn positive 0.6% or something on the NASDAQ when I looked down there, and then now we're way negative. Not way negative, but it's a move off that 16,000, and we talked about that yesterday with the Rune. I said, 16,000 is going to be a key spot. It comes right back up to there, and now we'll wait to see. I like a 328 break. So if you could see here on Softy, 328, we've bounced off there a couple times. I think if we break it again, we do have the potential to run back up to the upside here on that name. SoFi, we talked about that name getting a nice bounce off 14 flat. There it is right there, man. I mean, this is at 1 o'clock, but it comes down to 14. We talked about that on the early show, that might be a level to defend as well. I'm assuming Palantir's come back in a little bit right now, so I think that's probably something to be bought. I don't know if this is a Palantir chart or not. I can't trust anything anymore. Okay, so right back in here into VWAP. So yeah, I do like this. I think we're going to start a little position here on Palantir. And again, it's just... I'm going to look over my shoulder. Yeah, so he is speaking. It looks like he's reading something. So we will wait for the question period to come through. But I'm going to take a small little shot here to start to build on Palantir. And then this is a whole day, right? So let's just wait to see here. Palantir, great open there. Boom to the upside. Got out for flat, the last 10% there. And then we built out at 18. So 18 bottom right there. So let's put some bids in the 20s again for Palantir. See if we get tested on the downside.
Yeah, I'm just watching a firm back to 106. A couple of comments coming from Powell. Inflation will run above the 2% goal well into next year, and price increases are now broader. I mean, that's a different way of saying that you're retiring the transitory and you're acknowledging some of the inflation issues. Although that 2% projection, 2.6% that they talked about there, it's not the end of the world necessarily relative to what I think a lot of people are seeing and expecting. A firm here. I tried this for the break at 106. It did not work. If I take the same trade, and I wouldn't have done this, but if I took the same trade, you're looking at breaking that 6 right to exactly the resistance point. Always note this. When you have liquidity vacuums, like a news event like this, when everyone's looking at the same chart, so essentially a lot of this move is bids and offers, especially by algos that make up a large percentage of the quotes. They're just pulling those orders. And what happens is they make a market at prices that they feel more comfortable, which ends up being at an obvious resistance point. And then sellers start to come in thinking to themselves, I got to take profit when it slows down at a level like this. And then look at how big the pullback is. Now, obviously, this is what I was kind of hoping Lucid would do, and I should have done Rivian. But, a firm could have been exactly the same thing. And this is what, as a day trader, you should be looking for. You're looking for those fantastic breakout levels that you can catch when the move goes. And then you're looking for those snapbacks. So obviously a firm 109, I wish I'd been watching this stock instead of sort of going to each and every one of these EV names, but big time reversal so far in a firm. It is trying to hold back up at this 106 level. So I'm starting to think about catching a bit of a long here in front of like 105.50 if it can base out. This 106 was the long that we tried earlier in the day, had to give it up when it broke back below VWAP.
106 in Park.
AJ and Free.
AJ and Free. Okay.
Oh my God, that's so.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, we're definitely aging ourselves, but that's fine. That's a banging show from BET. So hopefully you guys know AJ and Free. Okay, so we are testing Softy. It actually just goes right upside. Like we got into Microsoft there. Right here, and look where it went to. It went right to VWAP. That's 327.70. I was actually waiting at 90 to get out because I was thinking that we'll test this high right there of 328. Actually, that is 327.90. I should probably fix that right there, but we'll see. Here it comes, and we just took this trade, so we just went long 327. I mean, what am I long right now? 25s. So it's up here, quick 50 cents right now on Softy. I still think it can go. I'm waiting at 90. Boom! There it is right there. So we'll belly dance that one off, and we go long again. So long into Softy right now. Plus, we just took a monster win on it. Here we go, Softy. Here we go. So it's getting elevated right now. Microsoft to the upside. So this is going to be a good trade for me. We'll get some out if we can in the 30s. How high did that just go when I was sitting here watching this thing? 42. So Microsoft right now starting to go upside a little bit. Hopefully we can catch, not a falling sword, but hopefully this will start to go back to the upside as I guess right now, is still speaking, but hopefully very, very soon we can get elevated here even more in the market anyways, back above 16,000. I think that's sort of where we're trying to get to right here. So if NASDAQ can get back near 16,000, then I think that's sort of you're all clear. What's up, Brendo?
I was just laughing with Valeria here. Some of these comments, guys, are pretty amazing. By the end of 2022, Fed Powell, expect inflation to be closer to 2%. So we saw that 2.8% number initially by the end of next year. He is now saying 2%. He also said that and I quote, no one knows with any certainty where the economy will be a year from now or more.
Very true.
Well,
so no truer words.
If they did, they'd be Harry Seldon. Not that anyone guys know. You'd be able to predict the future. I mean, yeah, that kind of goes without saying there, Jerome. One of the strongest names that you'll find is obviously going to be AMD. It's kind of barcoding is the wrong word. I shouldn't use that. But it's definitely consolidating at that 140 level. It's gone back and forth trying to break this 140. You go back to this high here. I think it's all just 141.50, which is about $1 higher than the current high. I think it's a monstrous a possible level for that to take out if we take 16,000, right? So now I'm starting to line up what looks relatively strong and is holding up at those highs despite that pullback, and what can get you a secondary break. And AMD is definitely near the top of that list. I might have to give up the Eli Lilly trade altogether. Now it's worked. Like, I'm up on it, but at the end of the day, it's just not moving, man. Like, I anticipated that there would be some action in a high flyer like this, but it is dead flat, and dead flat is no good, and I have an opportunity to just basically get out and take this trade out. So I'm just going to do it. I'm not taking it out for a loser, but I find A, it's distracting, and B, why would I want to sit in something which is barcoding while the Fed chair is talking and isn't giving me the upside of a big move, like a monster retracement or a breakout or something along those lines. So I'm just going to get out of Eli Lilly. Yes, it's a winning trade, but that thesis didn't end up working out. 10 cents, I missed my target on Lucid by 10 cents, obviously. So I'll cancel that bid. Go a little tight. At this point now, if it falls again, why sit there below this level? I can now wait for a bigger drop down closer to 40 even. So I'm actually moving my order lower for a bigger win because it just consolidated like right above where my order was. Whoops.
All right. Yeah, we've been having a hell of a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have as well today. And if you haven't joined us before, welcome. We trade actual, equities here. These aren't a piece of rice. We're not trading CFDs or options or anything like that. Yeah, there was a piece of rice there. Oh. But no problems, guys. Okay, so here we go. Microsoft, I just want to talk about that quickly because I do have an offer right here, 90s. So we'll see if it can get back up to 329.
So just go long Apple.
Yeah, you can see what the market, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, man. You got to pick these big cap tech stocks and just hammer them. Microsoft, we tried the Qs. We actually tried short, like hello. But here we go. 70 cents now in the money on Softy. We've made a good amount of money off this number, so thank you for joining us. We've only really traded Softy and Roblox as well, but Roblox not really doing too much. Here we go. We are waiting at 328.90, so we're 1 or 2 spikes away here. Come on from getting out. Just one more bump up. Someone hit the market buy, and we'll get out at 90 right now on Softy for another dollar winner. So, just keeps on going. Our last bid was right here, 327.25. So this is going to look like we're scalping, but it's just all these positions just popping in. Come on. It just keeps bouncing around 80s here. So you know what? I think we'll just put an order out right now at 78 and take it. So there it is right there. So yes, sir. That was a good idea. So we get... And then it prints 90s. Now it goes up even more, but whatever. Nice little move to the upside here goes. You have a tick in there as well. Long, up. Let's see what happens if we take out 330. That's a key spot for me, guys.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. And Nvidia about 30 cents away from breaking, not Nvidia, sorry, AMD I should say, about 30 cents away from breaking the high of the day and hopefully gets into that 141.50. Apple, which we just were talking about, I don't know if I showed the chart, but Apple at 178 and right at its high. The NASDAQ is at that 16,000 mark. So look, I've already looked at NVIDIA, AMD is what I like if we break that 16,000 level. I keep saying Nvidia for some reason. If we break that 16,000, you could trade the Qs, you could trade the futures. I just like the setup on the chart. I like where it has room to go, that 141.50, which I think is a pretty big level as well. But 16,000 now 10 points away from that. Apple just turned around, but I think that has more to do with the fact that we're right at that level. So you could get some consolidation across the board on some of these tech names, although if we break that high, oh my goodness. AMD just came within like 2 cents of breaking and then turned around itself. So looks like there is some consolidation still going on. Give me the fill, break out, let's go.
I can't believe that AMD, we were so, here goes Microsoft. Yes, sir, that was a great trade. I just wish we had it all, but we're just scalping it out now. I told you Powell is a friend, right? And so there it is. We missed, it's still AMD chart. We missed, I bid here, I missed it by like 4 cents. I should have just market bought AMD down here when it fell back in right there. We like this name. A big, strong move up, man, up $4, $5 from this bottom where they came out when the number came out. So there it is, a nice move up for AMD, now up 3 and a bit %. So that dog will hunt, and it continues to work there for AMD right now. Tesla not working. That's down, still red right now, down Tesla. 2% for Tesla. And Apple, man, I told you, don't come at that king, boy, because, Apple is what it is. It's all good. Pfizer, though, wow. Pfizer up to 58, and this was a good buy there, I thought, at 51. Now you're just exploding to the upside right now. Must have been some more talk there from maybe from Powell about some COVID and maybe about the vaccines and things like that. Because as of 2 o'clock, this thing just took off, man. We were at $57 up to $58.59. So I'm not sure what up with that. But right now, Roblox, again, this name, wow, dump city right now. We're going to get ready to get out of this at 94. This just fell down.
Yeah, I mean, a firm just pulled back $1.50. Like, I mean, what did Powell just say? They don't expect to raise rates until taper is complete. Okay, that's zero surprise. I mean, everybody and their mother has been saying they're not going to raise rates till the taper is complete. We all know this. That's going to be true. So I don't think that's what just caused that pullback. I think it was just 16,000 on the NASDAQ. So if that's the only reason, then if we hold 15.9, then maybe we come back into this 106. But I just looked at the NEO chart. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still not good.
Yeah, Neo's no. Okay, there it is. I was just watching this Roblox. So it just broke again. So it just broke. So we took a 94.10 bid, and it just breaks below. But I still think, man, that Roblox probably deserves to go back up through here. I think that was just like I don't know.
Finally.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think here. We'll wait to see. It's a nice pullback down. I think I'm going to test along through 94 one more time. It didn't really crack as low as I thought it would there. So we'll see. We're flat right now on the name. Breaks back above 94. We'll test her again, and we'll only give it about $1. So if we lose another $1 on this one, then we'll back away. But Roblox, we made a lot of money back on that one, so it's all good.
Yeah, I'm going to finally stop complaining about trading Lucid instead of Rivian, but it just got down to 40, so we get the clean move, essentially 41 right into 40. I like being able to trade inside of a range you can have some confidence in, so Lucid's going to work, but the reason why I was pseudo-complaining was Rivian had already done a much better pullback, and you didn't have to wait for it. So it is what it is. You still managed to find a winner. Oddly enough, like I said, Neil's chart still doesn't look pretty good. Well, when we retested 16,000 on the NASDAQ there, Tesla went nowhere, and I mean absolutely nowhere. So still down 1.6%. If we just reject that level altogether, Tesla's probably headed for the low of the day at this point. Like, it's just, you really are talking about the chips, your Apples and your softies. And it's not nearly as far spread as you would think, and I think that has something to do with that 3 rate hike. Like, that's not good for some of the higher valuation names. I think the solid tech names, the companies that make money, are doing just fine in this move, but you're still under a tremendous amount of pressure. I bet you Robinhood's not looking too good right now, just as a guess.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It's not that bad. They're still only down 1.5%, but almost at $19.
All right, 93.47 or so. If this does break, man, then we'll flash out. We are back. Oops, wrong stock. Sorry. We are back into Roblox. That I don't even know what stock I was just looking at right there. We are back into Roblox there just as soon. This is just a 1 minute chart. Like, we just got out 2 minutes ago, and then we pounded it back in there. We like these bottom wicks, but the thing is, Roblox has been known to do things like this, as have a lot of names. So we'll see if Roblox can't get back going. You know, somewhere around 94, 90, like 94.80, something like that would be great if Roblox can get that back upside here. So we're going to hold on to this and see if it works right now. Brendan, I believe? Valeria?
Hey Sean, like o'clock is trending on the chat, and guys, let's do a quick like count. It's an exciting afternoon for sure, and we ask you to support the community and like this video. Please, let's get 1,000 likes at least by the end of the show. We have more than 3,000 people watching, so we would love each of you to like this video right now. Back to you guys.
I mean, Powell says we are not going back to pre-pandemic economy. That's not good, I don't think. I think we want to go back to pre-pandemic. I mean, everything was cruising pre-pandemic. So, yeah, I don't know what he means by that, but we are not going back to pre-pandemic economy is his last thing there. So I take that as a negative, but I don't know. The market seems to be trying to test itself back out at 16,000 right now. So we have a 40 cent or 30 cent winner right now on Roblox, 50 cents on Microsoft, and I'm just trying to read through some of these things to see what our next plays are going to be. Peloton, Pfizer still going upside. We're waiting for Palantir to fall back down a little bit as well. And there's my man, the main man, Justin, is now in the building. So get ready for Justin to come on here. Him and his Viking self getting ready to club.
He's ready. He's got the sleeves rolled up.
Oh,
he's looking very serious right now. I feel like I want to roll mine up. But
nicely trimmed beard there, everything. He's ready to roll. I have no idea. I haven't seen the guy up close today, but always very, very handsome dude. Okay, there it is. Come on, Roblox. Let's go. Justin, say something nice about Roblox when you get on. Here it is. So a nice 70 cent win in now for Roblox to the upside. We're
AMD
waiting.
high day break.
Yeah, we're waiting right here at 80. Come on, get us this, man. We'll take this 80 cents back on you, Roblox. One more print to the upside, and there it is. Yes, sir. Bang, it's a sausage party right here. About to get even more of that when we go to Justin. Nice move up. $1 now up into the money on that one. $1 into the money on Microsoft. Hallelujah. These ideas worked out pretty good. So, and the only thing we missed was that dip buy on AMD that we should have had. Man, this has been a fun 50 minutes.
Yeah, this market's going absolutely wild. Tesla's still pretty weak, but AMD takes out the high. I just entered into that trade. We're trying to take 16,000, but I got to shout it out because if you're watching the midday movers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Dominic, smash the like button and also like Super Chicken on Instagram. Yeah, we like Super Chicken around here, but that went.
No, Super Chicken
mixed.
is banned.
We can't apparently talk
no
about
more
that
business
anymore.
for Super Chicken.
Unfortunately, Dominic, Super Chicken, that didn't go how we would have liked it, so we're going to back away from it.
Yeah, apparently Super Chicken banned all of our accounts. So, like, I don't know. Like, we're probably the only people pumping them. What I'm thinking is all of a sudden their Instagram, I mean, Natalie's on
They
this.
got overwhelmed, man.
Or
They
not
probably
Natalie,
just didn't know what was
Maggie.
going on.
Yeah,
They freaked
exactly.
out.
So Maggie's going to holler at them.
It's still great chicken, man.
And then we're going to go over there with clubs afterwards and see what they have to say. Yeah, I'm with you, Brad. I'm not super happy about Super Chicken. So,
we should have had Super Chicken at the poker game instead of,
hold on a second.
instead of pizza.
If we're so mad at them, why are we still talking about them? Let's switch the topic here until what is wrong with MGI? Is that MoneyGram? That's halted right now. MGI.
News?
Madison Demore has approved MoneyGram with an acquisition offer. Okay, so they caught an acquisition offer for Madison Dearborn. So we'll see. Obviously, my chart's not loading, which is what else is new.
NASDAQ.
Oh, yeah, it's on. Yeah, I know. But
okay,
yeah. So there it is, right there. The 1 minute chart looks like that. What does the daily chart look like? So I don't know. Maybe they're getting them at a discount here. MoneyGram used to be $12 all the way downside. I don't like MoneyGram as a stock because I think crypto solves some of those problems. But I don't know if they're using. I know is it Western Union or Western Digital? No, Western Union, obviously, using Ripple XRP. To transfer some money. So I know that. I don't know much about MGI, but that is Halt City right now. The NASDAQ faded out again, so I don't know, man. Maybe we'll just take some profits on Softy now and then let this thing breathe a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look at this to reopen, but it doesn't seem like a heck of a lot with this MoneyGram, so I'm not terribly excited about it. I wish I'd held on to Lucid because, yeah, that just cracked 39.50, so it continues to fall to the downside. I mean, I might start be thinking about bids here. Rivian also making moves, but Brendan.
Hi, guys. Yeah, well, we'll discuss some headlines here. I'm going to keep my eye on what is happening as far as this press conference is concerned. It looks like he is now taking questions, Mr. Powell. So we'll see if anything comes from that. As of right now, back to day highs on the market. So Justin is here, back again to discuss a few hot topics from today, and we'll show you this cool truck that we did show you this morning if you joined us in the morning. That is Toyota's, or a couple, I should say, of Toyota's new electric vehicles.
Yeah, it's a cool truck. I mean, I'm really into this. I generally like trucks, but I really like the look of this. I'd buy that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I mean, maybe if it's not, we were discussing Rivian going back a couple weeks ago, and like in Canada, I think it starts at $91,000 for the Rivian R1T. So hopefully that Toyota will be a little bit less than that.
Yes, and Toyotas have great resale value as well.
Sure.
So I mean, hopefully we can get in on something a little bit cheaper than $91K.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us about these. I mean, $70 billion they announced Toyota announced as an investment into this sector going over, I think it's the next 30 years.
So they're looking to release 30 electric vehicle models by 2030,
right,
which is an incredibly ambitious plan. But I mean, if anybody can do it, they can do it. So, targeting 3.5 million vehicle sales per year. So that's. I think it's really interesting to see how, and we said this earlier today, it's really interesting how automobile manufacturers, are quickly becoming tech companies.
Right.
They're focusing a lot more on building a technological experience around their vehicles. And when you start to introduce EV, then I think you start to introduce a whole new layer of not only complexity, but you also introduce a whole new layer of what's possible. So I think it's going to be really interesting. They're also saying that they're going to release an electric vehicle sometime late 2022 in China. So certainly trying to move really quickly on a market where there's a huge population base. And nice to see that they're jumping into that as well as the sort of the conversation changes to how are we going to curb climate change and the effects from that.
I mean, Toyota was the original, I guess, with the Prius.
Right.
Was the original kind of hybrid car. So it was interesting to see how long they waited to jump into the full EV model. So
right, and they actually jumped into it late. I mean, there was that big controversy around they wanted to invest in there was a type of hydrogen type car or something like that, and they took a lot of heat for that. And I think they're now starting to realize, oh, hold on. Maybe there's something more to this, this growing trend around electric vehicles.
Yeah.
So,
and it's clear, given Tesla's success, what people are looking for.
Yeah.
Let's talk YouTube. Back in the argument game, I guess. This time with Disney Plus.
Yeah, certainly more fights in the comments this time. Disney Plus looks like the deal on the content deal that they have with them expires on Friday at midnight. So if the deal expires, it looks like about 18 Disney channels are going to be pulled off YouTube TV, a relatively expensive service. We were saying this morning, we talked about how we've replaced cable with everything else and all these other services. So now, you're putting money in cable versus putting money in streaming. So going to be pretty interesting to see how that goes. The deal, of course, is contingent on them agreeing on a money side of things. There's not a lot of clarity into exactly what the problem is, but chances are it's a money issue. So.
We'll talk. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, like we were saying this morning, as more and more of these streaming services and streaming, I guess, options come available, this is only going to get more and more and more competitive, right? And more negotiations will have to occur. Let's talk about this GM story, because everyone is well aware of the Ford F-150 Lightning and the popularity of that and the pre-orders that Ford has got from that. So GM now coming out, as they should,
right, with
the Sierra.
Right, so they're launching their Sierra. Production is likely to start in 2023. Will be built in Michigan at their Factory Zero Detroit, or Factory Zero facility in Detroit and Hamtramck. An interesting looking vehicle is built off the Ultium battery platform. So it seems like it's a pretty stable platform and gets some pretty detail or pretty good performance. Not a lot of details other than this is when it's coming out. So certainly picking up on the other vehicle that they're releasing as well.
I guess if GM is doing it, then Chevy will probably have a Silverado to go along with it.
The Silverado is making its debut next month at, I believe it's the auto show, and it will be in production soon as well. So it should be coming out round about the same time as the Sierra Denali.
I read this Amazon story. There was this related in any ways to the warehouse? Was this related in any ways to the tornadoes that moved through? Yes,
this is a part of that story. This is the story that's starting to now kind of pick up a little bit of steam. Essentially, what happened, the tornado in, I believe it was Kentucky.
Yeah.
There was a facility in Edwardsville that unfortunately collapsed in the storm, and as a result of that, 6 Amazon workers who were working in the building, or 6 of the workers who were in the building, unfortunately died during the collapse. And this seems to fit a bit of a pattern that Amazon has with ensuring that their employees are still working, even when the emergency orders or the procedures say that they should be sent home. So Amazon getting a little bit more heat in a continually revolving line of heat around some of their working conditions and their labor policies. So everything that Bezos is doing around Blue Origin and going to space is being overshadowed by the fact that his employees are continually put in danger, and it's very unfortunate when you hear these types of things.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's that type of company as well, where this shouldn't even be a conversation, obviously, with the mass and the use of or the amount of use that Amazon gets these days. Great stuff as always. Justin Kozach, Day Trade the World marketing guy, at TraderTV Justin on Twitter. Check him out, guys. Thanks, man.
Okay, thank you,
guys.
Thank you as always, Justin. On the 2-shot, Sean just had to quickly go get up and get his water. I don't think he refilled his. I probably need to refill mine as well. It's hard work, but I had to address, I just said this in the chat, and I want to get the name right here. It was Montego Campo, feeling like it's easy to get overwhelmed. Like, what do you do? There's so much moving. There's so many trades I could take. There's so many opportunities, but you've got to just sometimes sit back. If you can't see anything, you don't have to force a trade. And almost every single trader that starts out on our floor, I mean, I can't speak for every day trade the world floor, but on our floor, you know, if you're a trainee, it's your first few months or whatnot, or sometimes even your first year, you can be sitting out these types of moves. Like, you might put a plan of action into place and paper trade it, but just sit it out because you want to observe this. And that's why we're trying to go over some of the levels here. It's not to say, oh God, you got to punch this long or do this or that. But I waited for a stock that I wanted to reverse in the whipsaw action. I waited for a stock that I wanted to break out on a secondary move if the futures wanted to retest that 16,000. So when the NASDAQ broke that 16, and the AMD worked for the long side, I already got one target here, 141. I'm looking next target here, that 141.50. That's that big level from the 10th. And what you can do in addition to sort of finding key levels to play off of is, like I said, put some paper trades on, right? Like, take advantage of the experience. Like, you don't have to put capital to work to get better. Everyone's at a different point in their journey. And if this is the first time you've seen a major reaction to what, you know, like a Fed number or a Fed discussion or Powell talking, well, then just make sure you're learning from it, right? Like, that's all that really matters. Is the next time you see something like this, are you going to be in a better position? Because the market ain't going anywhere. Like, these opportunities are going to be here. We've both been doing this for a long time. And you always say, oh yeah, it'll never be like the last time. Like, whatever. Then something else happens. Like, there was 08, there was COVID, there was the marijuana boom. Like, there's always something. So as long as you're building your toolbox and learning from this price action, don't worry if you didn't make money on this move. There's always going to be something else.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let's do a like run here. I don't know, Ms. V's over there right now. 600 likes. This should be at 1,000. There's 3,000 of you watching. Like, I don't know if we're not doing a great job here. I thought that was super exciting. We've taken multiple trades on this. So just, guys, pound the like button. Like, let's pound that thing if we can and get that to 1,000 ASAP. And I'm doing a call for Valeria right now. So there you go. I'm even going to put her on the screen for you guys. All right, here's Roblox right now. We just scalped out 50 cents. So there it is again one more time. We take a 94 bid flat, get out 94.50. So there it is one more time on that play. So hey, boom, Roblox. We'll see about the upside. I don't have any targets here now. I just want to watch to see what happens with the futures. And I do have a sad story here. We're out of Microsoft, and we probably shouldn't be. It broke below 75 there. We got out, and I think it was. So the sad thing about this is, it didn't actually break, man. We got triggered out on this bad wick, so we still should be in Microsoft, but that's why it's a sad story. Sometimes that happens with our, like you could see here, none of my triggers filled, right? Because I didn't get into anything. And then right there, it filled on that bump down. So unfortunately, we are out of that. It is the worst, but that's what happens. And sometimes you got to deal with your charting the way it is, and that's just an execution situation for me. But I promised it, so let's get this like count up. We need to get higher. Kill him with kindness, Ms. V.
Absolutely, and Sean, you are doing a wonderful job, guys. I know that a lot of traders were excited and were waiting for that Fed's comment to get their best out of this event. And our community is so blessed, guys, that you were there live trading, sharing your experience, and you deserve all the likes of YouTube. We need literally 120 more likes to get to our 1,000 goal. So team, please just spend 1 second of your time, support the community, and bring your input. Give us a like. Back to you.
Addy on the chat's being kind of jokes. He's like, for every like, Neil has to eat a donut. I said it should be a fritter, and he's like 1,000 fritters. I mean, if it weren't for the fact that that would probably not be too good for my health, I'd be all for it.
You can't physically eat 1,000
like that's the thing. Like, trust me. Like, I love them so much.
As a human.
Like, if there were a dozen in front of me, you already know this, Sean. Like, if there were a dozen fritters right here, I'd be during the whole show from 2 to 4.
Yeah, yeah.
No. I could eat probably a dozen in the two.
No, but how much would you eat?
How many
like
would
if
I?
they were there, like you said, you had no discipline. So I'm just saying, if we put a 12-pack right here, because I'm willing to do this, 12-pack of apple fritters, right? I'm not going to hold you to it. I'm just saying.
How much lunch have I eaten? That's part. That's part of the equation. No, but seriously, because I can eat a dozen donuts.
I know you could.
It's just I don't need to. It's a bad thing. Look,
does anybody need to eat a dozen donuts? Anyways, okay. I'm going to go get ready for trade of the day. But
you got to do what you got to do, man. Like, do they need it? Of course, nobody needs to eat a dozen donuts. And by the way, I'm like. this. It's all bad. Like, I love fritters, but guys, don't go out and eat a dozen donuts on my account because I said they're tasty and delicious and fantastic. And if you're in a Tim Hortons, go grab some. But just leave it at one. AMD finding some resistance at 141. Now, I still think it has a very good chance to go. This is what's going on here. The NASDAQ is holding above 16,000. So, I'm holding on to this long. I feel like, it should be taking out the top because it was so strong. It's just having some trouble trending. There it is. Now that 141 is gone. We're going to test that 141.50 on the 15-minute chart. You got to do what you got to do, man. Now I'm going to be choking up over this because I want an apple fritter so bad now that we've been talking about it. If we can churn through that 141.50, I'm going to be holding until the futures find resistance. I'm looking 16.1 on the future. I happen to pick this. Ignore GRTX. This stock's going to do what it's going to do, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue to fall. It's just a small cap that I'm in from the morning. It's just going to continue to fall, guys. I am a little bit worried about Tesla, by the way. It looks everything else looks pretty strong, but Tesla is lagging here. It's trying to get back to the high. Everything else is breaking the high. So Tesla, let's get going. Brendo?
I watch Occugen here, guys, just trying to take out day highs here. Huge volume spike coming in on Occugen, obviously not related to the market, but a huge move here just setting up. We were so busy at 2 o'clock when we came on that we did not get around to doing any kind of review of the morning, how things went this morning. Again, we were expecting it to be quiet. Turned out it was pretty quiet ahead of what just happened an hour ago. Let's take a minute now, though, and go back and review a trade. Here comes Sean.
Yo, what's up, guys? Yeah, busy day today, and we're just going to keep it real, and we're going to be real quick here if we can. Yesterday, I kind of got roasted. We were going short on AMC, and we took it, and it wasn't a great trade at all. We had multiple shorts. We talked about it. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I also sent out a tweet today that talked about learning from some of your mistakes. I sat there and watched AMC yesterday, although we made over 200 trades. I did. Watched AMC and learned a little bit about it, and today we switch over to longs. So we come in today, and I was like, you know what? The strength AMC's had recently, we got to switch over to some longs. And if you go over here to the 20-minute chart, this is all that we talked about, this 2250. It bounced off there yesterday as a bottom. Or was it yesterday or a couple days ago as a bottom? Was there again yesterday? Was there a bunch of times? We like that 2250 area. So if I've decided to go long, I'm going to use 2250 as an area of concern that we're going to try to support. But it actually opens up quite high here at the 25. So we actually take advantage of a 23 bid. So it comes all the way down here right off the open. And we're like, uh-oh, it's another short day for AMC. But then it starts to get some strength. We notice it bounced the first time off 23.50, right back to 24.25. Then it comes back down again, and this is where we start to long it because we're like, hey, we've seen it bounce off here before, so let's start to take a long and then use that 22.50. Remember, we can give ourselves $1. We can give ourselves all the way to down here. That was our plan. We didn't have any outs today. I said we would let this trade breathe. Instead of averaging down all the way, we saved some bullets for lower prices, and this turns out to be a great, huge trade. We missed that one. I don't know what we were doing there. Oh yeah, we were in a meeting. At noon, we had that right there. That hits 22.50 and then takes off like crazy. So this is what we're doing. We take the bids all the way down into 22.50, and then because we've seen how violent AMC was, we have Fed Day today as well. We just kept scalping this out. Each one of these is like 40, 50 cents. Like this is long, 22.60, out 23.20, out 23 flat, out here at VWAP 23.40. Then guess what happens? We just crushed it. I was doing this right here, and we just made money on AMC. Look at this. We bought it right there at 23.60. We literally just bought this right here. You can see the time, 3:07 right now. We buy it, and then there, as I'm doing this, we just get that out. That's a 7.60 win again for us right there on AMC. And why do we get out right there? Because 24. So that's kind of what we're talking about. We have the bottom, and then we have this top of 24. Obviously, the top up here is 26, okay? But this is a $1.50 range that we were willing to work in today. So there it is again. Boom. Just as we're doing this, man, out. We did get out of one piece there. Another piece, boom, boom. So that's your trade of the day, guys. It's AMC. I'm pretty happy about it here. You know, we reversed our thought. Yesterday we were short. Today we're long. Congratulations, apes. Even though AMC is still down, it's a nice day for it, looking to take out some of the highs.
Yeah, AMC, big move back to the upside. Some other stocks also starting to move back to the upside. The market, guys, at day highs. Fed Chair Powell still answering questions. No, exciting comments coming from it yet, but the market liking some of the comments clearly because a lot of things moving higher, Neil.
Yes, sir. Affirm one of them, and a lot of people in the chat sort of talking about that one. 106 was the level. I mean, obviously we've been bouncing back and forth and taking opportunities, and there was a moment during all of that where I was like, okay, the next trade long I think will be Affirm 106, but then AMD happened, and I did get out of AMD. It took out that 142, so we grabbed the $1.50 on the AMD breakout style trade as we just got to 16.1 on the NASDAQ. I said we get to 16.1, I want out of AMD. AMD got to that top, and the NASDAQ went to that high as well. So it could, but it could have been Affirm. Like, it doesn't. 106 is that good price. It gave you that opportunity. It actually pulled back. And this is where I was paying attention to something else. It pulled right back, gave a wick down to 106, and then started running again. Look, this has been a fantastic run-up, but for some of these higher price to revenues, high valuation type of names here, you have to think about the fact that this is still only a small drop in the bucket, the bounce that some of these stocks have. Like, Affirm is not Apple or Microsoft breaking back towards highs, right? Like, Affirm is still a relatively new business that is being priced for all kinds of growth in the future, and in a raising rate environment could find itself under a little bit of pressure. So I do still like it at these price levels, and it's a good trade-off here if you got it for the day trade, but you can't hesitate sometimes to bank some profit. You mentioned very quickly there, Brendan, Ocugen, which, I mean, to all the world, like, Ocugen was a great short. It was a great short this morning. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, we shorted it twice off of $5. I just shorted 550, so Ocugen broke out, went right into Monday's high. Well, not really the high, but if you go into the pre-market highs were 550. It spent some time above that, but it just died after it got to that 550 mark. So now I'm short off of that 550, so shorting 5, now 550. This is a bit of a crazy move here. Late day surge in Ocugen. Kind of crazy there. And Francisco, thank you for the super chat there. You're softy. I don't know where that one is, but
it's probably huge. I got out. Oh, wow. Jeez.
Everything kept up.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God,
congratulations, man. Anybody here that trades softy in this green market, like, yes, sir. Carnival time. I mean, whether or not I'm still in this or not, I have $1 in the money on Roblox. We crushed softy. This could have been the trade of the day. Why did I not hold on to some of this? I do want to, I'm getting a lot of love for the sticky note again here, but there's Ocugen right there, 520 break. I just don't have the order out. There's the break right there on that. And then look what we also wrote. Guys, hit the like button. I don't know what else I can do here. Let me just move this up a little bit so you can see this. AMC, let's go long. Let's go long. This was written at like 8 o'clock, guys. So there it is, AMC. Microsoft, we talked about going long here today, and let's trade light until 2 p.m. So, man, we are at the highest spot we've been at all day right now. Love that sticky note talk there, and people love the bear, but today we go hunting bull style as the market now up 1+%. Hopefully everyone's account is booming right now. Tesla 962. What up, Ms. V? Hopefully you're long on that one. Fisker starting to go to the upside, man. This has just been a fantastic day here. Wow, Microsoft.
AMD just broke 143. Like, I just got it 2 seconds ago.
Let's go, man.
Not 2 seconds ago, obviously.
Yeah, AMD was a missed opportunity. We tried to buy that at 38, but whatever, man. AMD.
Even Tesla just went again.
I mean, we had this long $4 ago on softy, right? All the way to the upside, but whatever. We can't predict everything here, but I think that someone said, are all the trades we're doing real? Come on, man. Come on, mamma mia. I mean, we wouldn't be sitting here just making these trades for jokes. Miss V is paper trade.
You wouldn't be mad that you didn't hold on longer if it wasn't real. Like, and that's the wrong word. It's not mad. It's just like,
although
with the strength of this move, it's disappointed is probably the best way to put it. It's not. You don't get mad when you take a profit and you could have had more. You get disappointed that you didn't hold on.
Right. Although there are some good actors out there, I'm not going to say some names, you know who they are, who actually don't trade, but act like they do. So we'll wait to see if that comes through. And hopefully you guys are hitting that like button. Let me do a quick check on this one. There it is, 1K. I'd like to see that doubled. If you can get that doubled, that'd be great. Thank you so much again. 3,100 watching. If you haven't hit the like button, let us know what we could do better for you, and we would love to do that. Yeah, no emotions, guys. Just keep on going upside. Roblox right now, we'll see, and I think you got to be calculated a little bit, right? And I think that that's why, you know, I got out of that softy. We saw those tops. I got out. Was at that 330. I didn't think it'd go to 331 like it is now. But same thing with Roblox. I'm holding out on this one. And again, this is why it's different. I got out there in this area. So we've already done this. Like, we've already rinsed it and repeated it twice. Even if you've just traded Roblox with me since this Fed number, you've made like $3 there. You've made $5 on Microsoft. And let's just wait to see what happens right now. And like before, or not like before, we're not going to get out right now. I could get out for $1. We don't want that right now. We're going to see if it wants to continue higher, then we'll see about testing something like a VWAP here on Roblox if we can get that. Whoa, hello. Big seller right now, 60,000 shares on Roblox. You don't see that too often showing up, but someone has had enough and has decided to sell. Wow, that's a big bag right there. 60,000 shares. 40,000, 30,000 people are hitting them. So yeah, see you later, alligator. This guy's going to get hit right now. So look, that's how you know Roblox is strong right now. Someone shows up with 60K and they take 40 of it right now, almost instant. There it is. Oh, no, he marketed it down. So he got fed up there. He marketed that down, I believe, anyways. Oh, no, he's still there. Someone just marketed that down, so we'll see if it continues to follow.
Someone just punched short in front of him?
Maybe that might be what happened. So we'll see right now. We're still long 94.02, but I do expect with some pressure, Roblox comes back down. And again, you show me, send me the link, DM me the link of someone that's showing you live level 2 and explaining it the way, there it is, see ya, the way we are right here. Let's go Roblox. This is the one that's the dancing gorilla. That's what it was. No face slaps there, but we're feeling pretty good about it. And the money bags are coming in right now. Let's go Roblox, break through 95.
Yeah, and it looks like Oxygen's starting to work to the downside. But one of the things you consider, if a person, like Sean was saying, there's an offer there and someone markets it down, if someone's going short in front of that massive offer, they're panicking if that offer is then pulled the other direction. So that's actually a bit of a bullish sign. Like, if it breaks above that price, it's now more bullish, given the fact that someone market sold there. Because if it was a long covering afraid of that offer, then that's fewer shares on the offer as it goes up, because that long doesn't have to sell on the way up, or someone stuck in a short position. Either way, it causes upward pressure if you break out through that price. So it's not automatic that you hate, like if you're long, you don't just hate it if there's a big offer there, because it could work out in your favor if it ends up being a strong stock. So that's one of the reasons why it's valuable to look at that level too. Sometimes you'll see us trade directly off of large order size. I think you reserve that just because I'm in Oxygen. I'll load up here for a second. I'll actually reserve that for something like this, where you might not want to trade off a level like that in Roblox because it's so thin. But if you see big size in Oxygen, it's a lot more likely that it's real, like it'll hold up, because lots of big order flow and like 100,000 share orders, and occasionally will just get plopped in on a stock that's $5 doing 20 million. It's a little bit more rare on a Roblox. It's a $95 stock. So when you see those, it can get interesting. I just had this bounce off of my bid at 33. Not going to move it. Fresh highs again on the futures. So it looks like we just took out 16.15. And it is what it is. Like about anything you pull up, I'm gonna pull it up and it's gonna be even higher. And these outs are gonna look terrible. But you gotta take profit, and no one ever went broke taking a profit. And now AMD, I gotta stare at it at 145.
I mean, I don't know. We just talked about Roblox. I mean, I don't have anything else to say right now. Roblox, which is interesting for me. Roblox right back to 96. I just talked about not getting out and why we weren't going to do it, right? And now it is right there to 96. So there's another $2 winner for you. It is what it is, guys. So there it is, another boomer right there. AMD, I can't believe we missed that. It's at 145. And when we went up there to do the trade of the day, I told Ms. V, switch from Tesla to AMD, man. AMD is just such a rock star. I absolutely love this name. My account is loaded up with AMD, loaded up with Nvidia right now. And it's been a nice little run for them. I wish I would have got into Pfizer, though. Pfizer's been a nice move. Donkey Kong, we did short that today. And it was a good short temporarily. It went down to 27. We shorted 27.40. We got out there 27.25. That was a small win. We knew that. Then it's tanked all the way to the downside. Gave us some decent opportunities to get out there, but we don't. We get out on the way back. At that point, I think that must have been where VWAP was. Why we got out there. 27 break. So we wound up only taking about 30 cents on that. So thank God we were able to get out. But now DraftKings. right back to day's high again.
I knew we forgot something.
What was that?
Adobe.
Right. Well, we've got a lot of.
Yeah,
we didn't
look,
forget.
Look, it's not. You're right. It's you know what? It's not forgetting something. It's that you have an idea of which stocks you do want to look at on a Fed day, right? So you in advance, if you want to take advantage of moves like this, usually you want to have 2 or 3 names in mind that you like in either direction at some key prices. Adobe, they report, of course, before the market opens tomorrow, and they were under some pressure. So obviously they're going to get a nice bounce here. They got crushed yesterday as well because the cloud names were down. I bet you Oracle is going to be another one that I missed out on. Brendo?
There's a halt, guys, news pending halt, therapeutics company. Don't think we'll get a chance to maybe trade this again, but just a heads up, CALT, Calditas Therapeutics, halted for news pending currently.
This moved earlier.
So we got out, we got out of, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's going on. We got out of that AMC at 24. And remember, when we were doing that trade of the day, we talked about this 24 level right there that, you know, unfortunately it is going right back to 26, 25.50 right now on AMC. Could be, that's, I mean, it was 25, I guess not 25.50, 25.10 or so was the high there. So something to look out for. I think right here is decent right now, 24.70, the highs yesterday. We had one break above this level yesterday. So right there, a good trade for us for sure on AMC. We talked about buying all of these dips down to 22.50, man. Held. And, you know, we're not going to hold something and get out for 5 cents or 10-cent loss or something like that on AMC. That's absolutely ridiculous. So we're just going to wait for that play. Obviously, this 22.80 bid now is $2 in the money, but we've made more than that anyways, adding this all up. We don't have a losing trade on this name today. So that's AMC. We've learned our lesson on that one. So shout out to Ape Nation. Okay, so Roblox, maybe we're getting a little too greedy here. I don't know. I'm trying to hold this thing. It goes all the way to 96.20. Like, I don't really have any reason to get out. Obviously, Roblox today came with some bad news. Some of their daily active users, and then it was their not their income, their net sales, I believe. It was 210 million versus like 208 or something like that. It wasn't a huge miss, but enough to send the stock reeling. So I don't know. I think that this whole change of tune here for the Fed is a good thing for Roblox. I wouldn't have thought that being down only 11% here when the market's up 1.6 right now. I thought Roblox would have moved more, so that's kind of the rhetoric that I'm going to play with here and try to think about Roblox going higher than this level. And that's why what we just talked about it right there, about why we didn't get out where we did, right? We talked about not getting out the third time here at 95 and holding for that bigger move. And here it goes again. So, hey, man, this Roblox trade, just both of these taken live right in front of you. All of these actually taken right here, right now. So nice moves here on Roblox, buying those 94s, man, and then boom it to the upside right there. There we go. Yes, sir. 270 now in the money on Roblox. And just a quick crypto check here as we go. So this is Kraken, I believe, is what we're using here to show you some of these charts. Well, it's actually Crypto Watch, but using statistics from Kraken here. So let's blow this up a little bit. There it is from 2 o'clock. So 3,700 on Ethereum. And this is just Ethereum. Well, we could talk about Bitcoin as well, but up to 4,053. So, you know, 8 or so % move up on that one. And then here, just quickly before we go back, here's BTC. Here's BTC 47, basically, almost flat, 47 flat at 2 p.m. there. And then a nice move up to 49 and change. So you get about 2 Gs on Bitcoin and about 200 or so on Ethereum, which actually is the same move. So about 8% up on both.
Yeah, and someone just said, this is a good one here in the chat. We need more Powell hours. Let's do this every month. Well, wait till we get in a raising rate environment. Like if you haven't seen what it looks like when every single Fed meeting there's an anticipation of an actual move instead of we know there's going to be nothing there. It's just about the rhetoric and the talk. But there's actual action going into next year. You will see volatility. Definitely, it won't always be the direction you want, but trust me, volatility comes back when you can anticipate some real moves. That CALT, by the way, the theoretical auction price on the stock, it traded as high as $22. Its tap is 15. It's right now it's indicating that it would open up over 20% to the downside. So I don't know what the news is. It can't be that good. That's for darn sure. And again, I don't know what it is. We'll see what happens. I doubt that we get it open because news halts this late in the day, often they do not, and they might not trade until maybe tomorrow or back in the aftermarket. This GMTX, I'm going to put a trail at $3. About 25 minutes till the imbalances come out. And I think there's a decent chance that we could see some movement on those imbalances. If you're holding a big cap name, you kind of know the drill when it comes to that. Yeah.
Oh, Softy is 333. So let me know
Tesla
if you,
just 980.
Geez, if you guys are still holding on to Softy, man, let me know. I mean, we were buying this during the whole Fed. Buy 327, buy, and then we get out there and that's a bad wick. So we didn't even mean to get out there, which is actually the worst part of this whole story. I did want to show you this. So earlier we did show, this my pick, some of the stocks that I look at here. And if you remember early in the morning, this just goes to show, what's up, Goldman, there on the chat, as right now $3 in the money on Roblox. This just goes to show you how much the Fed and how important this thing is. In the morning, I had 0 green stocks on here. I think there was 3 or 4, which included JP Morgan barely up. I think maybe Apple was still up. Apple 180 again right now. But look at all the green. AMD 7, Nvidia 6, HUT 8. I've been talking about HUT for a while to you guys. HUT, there it is. Fisker, everything. Facebook, everything now. Green. There's ARC right there. Another name that I'm just recently in. All the way here. ARC. And then the negative names, these are all 52-week lows. Snapchat, still red. I don't own Snapchat. BarkBox. A lot of these ones, there's Win. Win was at 80 when you asked me, Sam, if I would buy it. And you remember what I said. So there it is right there. All these names now used to be hella red, and now we're starting to come back to life. Bobble was what, 118? And now 122. So what a difference an hour makes here in this market as just rally central, man. You're going to see tomorrow is going to be a monster green day, I think. Let's see how we close, but I think it's going to be huge.
I don't know what just happened to John Deere, but that just dropped $7 in the blink of an eye. I couldn't really see any news on this thing. It's already starting to come back, so maybe, I don't know what kind of a flash event just happened on Deere, but that's a pretty solid company to have that big of a drop in a screaming market. Again, if I knew what was going on here, a lot of times you see a kind of a drop and you think where there's smoke, there's fire, and it would be a fade off of this 345 and just automatically be shorting it at the previous low of the day. But, I mean, it's John Deere. It's a good company. I like the company altogether. That is way too big a move. It's on volume. This is not some small volume move. This is a massive volume spike and a drop. So thank you guys to point this one out. I'm going to stay away from shorting this, although most times if I saw this setup, I'd be all over it. If it wants to go, something drops like this when the market is strong, usually there's something going on here. But I didn't see any news whatsoever in John Deere for those of you that were talking about it.
Yeah, it's a big move down, but I mean, I think it was just probably because of the change of sentiment here. People buying, again, sort of these higher flyers.
Anything else go?
John Deere is just what did Caterpillar do for
I was just about to look.
Yeah, so here's Caterpillar. Probably the same kind of move to the down. I mean, not same kind of move, but someone probably just flushed it out there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
John Deere was just now.
Yeah,
Caterpillar went 30 cents and John Deere went $7 down. I don't know.
Bad finger.
That could be it. Bad finger.
We just tried to go short on Softy there. We missed it, unfortunately, breaking through 332. We didn't put an aggressive enough order. And there it is, man. We were looking to go short there on Softy. 97 and change. So I'm going to try right now. I mean, I'm just watching Microsoft go back down. We can clearly see the NASDAQ struggling a little bit. We only have, not struggling. I mean, it's been a monster. I almost feel like this is not even updating anymore. What is this? 14. Yeah, okay, it's the right time. I was just going to see, it doesn't look like it's moving here. But okay, I don't know. What do you guys think about Roblox? I'd love to hold this name a little bit longer, but we've already had a huge move up. We're $3.20 in the money right now on Roblox, and we are approaching this high of just where it was, 218? Okay, so we've already gotten up there before. I don't remember getting up there, but okay, so we already got up here before. So let's see now what Roblox wants to do. Back to these highs right now of about just after Powell hit. So we'll see if this can continue to go upside. I don't know, man. I don't really have too many targets on the upside, but on the downside, yeah, maybe a break back down below 96 or so. We'll get this out. So we'll take $2 right now. There's the same seller again, guys, there on Roblox. So we'll see if that's going to mean anything. But there we go, Roblox. So I did finally get the short on Softy. So there it is right there. So I told you where we were sitting, man. We tried to punch short, and we just got filled at 95 there on Microsoft. So obviously I only put in a 5-cent cross. That's not good. No man can test that. So we'll see to the bottom now. How low did that go right there? 331. Hey man, if I could take another $1 on Softy short side, maybe we'll do that. So we'll wait to see what happens here, but there is some consolidation at 3. 330. But let's do some more work on that one. And then I think of Roblox, 96 or so break on RBLX. We'll make sure we take that $2. So there it is. That guy's going to get hit again on Roblox. But so far, so good here today, guys. Brendo.
Something called Nicarta Incorporated, just popping up. NKTX was doing absolutely nothing until a couple minutes ago. Just ripped up 50 cents there on big time volume. Now 8% for this one, NKTX.
Yeah, there it goes. And there goes Oxygen. We scalped them out for 10 cents, and then it just broke the high of the day. So I'm going to get out and take an 8-cent hit on the rest of it. 550 just broke. BFRI is making a move, and I did note that, but that's nowhere close to that $7.75, $8 high that it put in. We had the short, then we reversed to a long this morning on that stock. But I'm now looking at the not barcoding, but little consolidation up here on AMD. It got through 145 and a bit of a failed breakout through 145. If it reclaims 144 to the downside, I'm going to look for a pullback. And again, it's just sort of sticking to the name that worked to the upside and looking for a bit of a turn, but a bit of a fail break at 145. If it fails up there again, break 145, can't get through high of the day, 145.40, I could short it that way. Otherwise, I'll just look for a clean 144 even break on AMD here.
All right, so we're only going to give this one 40 cents or so because guess what's happening right now to Roblox? It is just absolutely fire right now, Roblox. Up $4 in the money now on RBLX, and that just continues to work, man. I don't know. I'm not going to get out of this. We did give ourselves a target of 96.25 there. If it does fade back in, it'd be a shame if we wind up losing on that, but that's maybe what we wind up doing here. So we'll wait to see what Roblox wants to do here. But for right now, it's just, I mean, we won't wind up losing on it, but it is just Rip City right here on that one. And I don't know. We're going to give Microsoft, I'm not going to give it, it's almost out. We're not going to give this one too much room to breathe on the downside, back on the upside if we're going to be short this name. So we are short Microsoft right now. We're out of the money 15 cents. But man, this thing is, to say it's like a little whippy here, goes without saying now. Microsoft, there it is. We got out at 332.50. So we lose on that one 50 cents. But kind of irrelevant right now. Doesn't matter though, it's still a loss. We'll wait to see here what happens with this trade. The futures possibly breaking above new highs right now. So we'll see 162.40 is the new high there. We just got taken out on the top. Are you kidding me again? So anyways, that's what Microsoft's going to do, whatever. Takes us out at the very top there. Oh no, we got out at 30s. What am I talking about? We got out earlier than that. We got out at 39 there. So actually wasn't a bad out at all. So we wound up losing 40 cents, not that 60 or whatever it was at the top. So there's the out there. I can actually tell you the exact price. Yeah, 40. So we got out at 40. So a good fill for me there on Softy.
I just actually got in on AMD there. It just popped up this little wick. It just popped up to 145, got to 144.90-ish, and then reversed. So it's the two ways I wanted to get in, on a break of 144 or a retest of 145 that failed. It does the latter. The market just got to another high, looks like a 16.2 and change on the NASDAQ, and a bit of a reversal there. So my reversals in AMD where we went to before, and I mentioned BFRI because people in the chat were talking about it running, and yes, it's a strong move off the bottom, but unless it gets back to 775, and this is what I mean, unless it gets back to these levels, it's still just putting in a tepid bounce. Overall, pretty solid recent trend, only going back to yesterday and then the morning low. So it's a decent trend trying to form a wedge, but the top of that wedge is $8.25. That's $1 from this price. So some room to run before BFRI gets interesting for a really true breakout, and that would be breaking back to this level and trying to get back to $10. It's a decent couple of days here, but if it fails off of this level, it's probably going to be a short for me tomorrow off of that 825 like we did today, and it needs to break that to really truly get going.
Yep. Okay. So all good everywhere right now. We are testing. I mean, sometimes we make these mistakes, guys. So we're going to test one more time here in the waters with Softy. We are short right now at 08. We'll see here what it wants to do. I just wonder about the NASDAQ. Is Powell still? No, he's off now. So I don't know what's going to lead this market right now. We do know that there's some positive talk, obviously, up that 1.8%. I almost feel like there maybe a sell-off coming in here. And the only reason is that he's done speaking. So I don't really have any reasons for that other than that. So, but here goes Roblox again. I don't know, like my net just keeps climbing and climbing. We're at the day's high right now, even though we just took a hit on Softy, because Roblox making all that not even matter, as this is now 99, man. We're long at 94. So a $5 winner right now on Roblox. Nvidia's at a key level. I know you were looking at AMD, but Nvidia's at $3 bills bills right now. So, wow, what a great buy
right
these
at the
were,
top.
man. I just want to buy more Nvidia like every day. Nvidia just keeps on moving to the upside. I think this is the #1 AI play, the #1 metaverse play, the #1 everything. You got to be into Nvidia here. Let's check out. Did Intel even crack 50 today? Yeah, so Intel's starting to go back upside as well. So just broke on that. So that would like 50 would have been a good long. You know, you got some of those levels as well. But I prefer Nvidia. We could check out, what was that other one that just IPO'd? Global Foundries, GFS.
That's a different business, though.
Yeah, I know. I just want to see what is GFS doing. So it's
gotta be
flat
up today.
No, not really.
Really? That's not
yeah.
good.
So down to 58 bucks. Well, I mean, it's a nice move from 2 p.m. 57 to 60. Pretty good.
That's pretty good. Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
But pretty weak overall. $5 now in the money for Roblox. So yeah, it looks like we'll probably wind up getting stopped out of Softy. In the 60s here is my out. So just so you guys following
Yeah,
out.
if AMD takes a high of the day, I'm in the same boat. And it's very close to that high of the day, retesting 145.40, which is the current high. We're going to go to Brendan in just a quick second, but I wanted to let you know, even Robinhood just broke the high of the day and is testing up. To, although I look at this like $20 level on Robinhood, and that could be, ooh, goodness, $20 tomorrow on Robinhood. If that can hold, that could be one heck of a potential short trade, I think. Brendo?
Just had a day high alert on this one, guys. We were talking about it in the pre-market. They authorized, if you remember, $100 million in share buyback program for AI today. Day highs right now, 12% for AI.
Yes, sir. I mean, they also had positive. Yeah, they had the news this morning. So strong move for them. Look, we just showed you a million different. Almost everything is at highs a day. There's been some weaker names, obviously. We've gone through some. Rivian, which reports has been under some pressure, but T3 AI, $35. It's a great breakout for the stock. What I was getting at with Robinhood is just, look, ultimately, you can talk all you want about like the Fed and this boosting some of the value in the growth stocks, but I feel like you might get an overstated rally in some names which have some fundamental problems, and those might not sustain a move. That's just my 2 cents. And if I were to, off the top of my head, think of like one of the first stocks that comes to mind, I feel like Robinhood could be a bit in that bucket. I get it's depressed, but I'm not a huge fan. 20 is a monster level, so if it breaks through that, like I wouldn't be stubborn about it. But even like Rivian now above that 115, although it's still below high of the day and down on the session. I think that's probably because, you know, we have that earnings report coming out, their first one since they came public, even though they did give you some numbers in their perspective. But Rivian's going to be one to watch, showing a little bit of weakness going into their print. I believe they are aftermarket. It's Adobe that's before market tomorrow.
Yep. So we didn't have, it's crazy because the sticky note shows 330 to buy Microsoft, and look where we're at right now. We're just killing it to the high side here on Mr. Softy, and we didn't give back that much, but we did give back some trying to short this name. So that's absolutely ridiculous. Why I'm even trying to short Microsoft at these levels, but there it is, just taking out the new high of the day here for MSFT. So there it goes, man. The futures, the Qs, still ranching up here to these highs. So what a great trade this turns out to be here on the Qs. So again, a big name here, starting to move to the upside on the NASDAQ. Apple probably, is that near 180? I mean, yeah, so 179 right now, bouncing around a little bit. I just feel like this move was just so big, man, right here. And I don't know, I feel like a little bit, trading unknowledgeable right now about like where this market really wants to go, because for me, I didn't really hear anything that created this kind of a bump, but we'll have to wait to see. The market doesn't lie, and for right now, we're still going to the upside. 179.50 here is the high for Apple. I'm debating right now trying to take this short, so we'll wait to see if it comes back up to that level. No point in shorting now because that would be my out. So let's get a little more confidence here about Apple and then see where we're going to go. But we're at the highs of the NASDAQ, now up 2%. What an unbelievable day here today.
And look, there's that BFRI, there's 130,000 shares here. I just show my screen here on the offer at $7.65. That's pretty close to that 775 high. If you had the long, it got up to 775, tried 3 times to break it. The last time when it finally got through 75, it just flushed. That's when we started shorting it again. I'm going to jump in here with about 12 minutes to go until the imbalances come out. Usually that's when you want to start winding things down. I still have to get at a GRTX, but I have almost nothing left in that. I see size like that at a level, in front of a level that we already liked. Well, if we're going to start getting in and scalping it, I'll take 10, 15, 20 cents on the way down here and see if we can't get this one back down into VWAP. I would like to be flat on this trade, flat beating out of this trade by 350 or so when imbalances come out. But that has nothing to do strictly with imbalances. I just feel like size like that, a lot of times big orders will come in and they might cancel that order as it gets close to the end of the day. Not necessarily want to take that fill. Maybe they'll roll it into an auction or something like that. But BFRI, big size, 765. It goes without saying, if that size goes, I'll just get out right there. It's only a 10-cent hit, and I can always hit that order.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Good. All right. So just hearing some of the talk here on the chat again, guys. Thank you for all the kind words about the show and everything, and we'll just continue to rock it for you, hopefully every single day. And Arun today had an appointment and wasn't with us in the morning, so it'll be interesting to see him today or tomorrow when he comes through. I love this 16,000 level, but now it's like, see ya later, alligator, to the upside right there. So, we had a super chat that I don't want to ignore because we don't want to ignore any super chats. But unfortunately, D Queen, Dairy Queen, I don't know what it means. Does what company give stock, T-notes, or bonds? So let us know.
This trade company?
Does this trade, you mean our company? So we're just Trader TV Live and sponsored by Day Trade the World. So all of our platform and everything here, the charting you see, this and that, everything that we have, our short process, everything, charting is all through Day Trade the World. So you can check out daytradetheworld.com, our number one and only sponsor for the whole entire show. So thank you so much for asking about that. But if that's what you mean, no, it's not a public company.
Clearly we don't. Yeah, we don't.
Private company, been here for a while, so I definitely trust them with the executions and everything like that. So check it out, Day Trade the World. We don't have to throw to Ms. V, but you can go to the website and you'll see all about that.
Yeah, exactly. And look, there's no bad questions, obviously, but every now and then we might need a clarification. Just a couple of names here. We talked about, I think we mentioned that ARK was on a run. When the Fed number came out, it did a heck of a lot more than that the second time through. It actually broke back out and now headed back towards $96. And keep in mind, it's been under pressure, so it's not like it's not breaking through 100 or anything. We'll see what happens in reaction to tomorrow. Most of this move, just looking at AMD now at 146. We're at 16.25 on the NASDAQ, another monster push up there as well. So it is the bigger tech which is having, I think, the stronger move going through some of the highs where you are getting a bump off of these lows in the more depressed names. You just got to keep in mind, are they going to sustain it the next couple of days? I'd be pretty confident about some of the stronger names that have been market leaders doing that than I would be for some of the more high valuation names. There's a heck of a lot on the line for them for the rest of the week. If I go down here and quickly double check, I wanted to see Square. That was another one that we mentioned and then didn't talk about. Square 175. So that's what I want to see. I want to see us breaking high a day. I want to see us breaking back out. But Square is still right at the bottom end of the range. Now, this is a stock. If it continues, if we get any bullish, if the market's just as bullish tomorrow, look at this setup for Square at about 176 and change, right? We're very close to this. I almost wanted to close down here. So we have a nice little day trade off this 176 level. That's gorgeous for a setup for a break. I mentioned that BFRI, and sometimes we trade off of those size levels. On BFRI, it just gave it to you there. Whoops, I'm still on the 15-minute chart. We're able to get in at 755. Again, there was just 130,000 shares of the offer on 65. I shorted it at 52 and then 54, and now we're getting out there. Got 37s out, got some at 30. I'll get some more out at 720. If it breaks VWAP, maybe we'll hang on to it into the close, but it would need to break VWAP for me to want to hold on to this right till 4 o'clock.
Oh man, I guess that Apple sell would have been good because here it comes right to the downside. So we talked about selling that on that high, and I'm debating right now Softy. Softy just continued to go, so no, I don't want that one. There's obviously going to be better names to short than Mr. Softy here as it continues to work to the upside. So we'll look for a little bit of a better name to short than that one. I think we had it with Apple. Let's maybe DraftKings. Short off 29. Look at this, man. What a great move for a lot of these names. And again, congratulations if you've believed in your stock and you're able to hold it today. Good one, man. Roku did hit. You know what? Roku, with all the news that Roku's had, guys. Roku today. This is one of the craziest names. We touched 190 today, okay? Its 52-week low was 196. We touched 190 today on Roku, and I got to cancel my Palantir. I saw the Palantir in there. Okay, we'll cancel that one, and I guess we can cancel all these Roblox trades, as that's just rocking right now. Let me show you Roku quickly here on the day chart, if we can. You know, big bump up on that news for YouTube, of course, boom. And then now it just is like, nope, all the way back down, takes out that 200 and goes all the way to 190. So if we have a negative day tomorrow, look at the futures coming downside here. We have a negative day tomorrow, Roku probably gets clapped. So I don't know, watch out for that. We'll see what happens in the futures now as they're starting to pull back a little bit here. So as predicted, unfortunately I don't have any on. Look at this guy's gonna get eaten up right now. Short Roku, guys.
Wow, short range Roku just incredibly weak. It's a terrible one there. And look, the question there's someone saying CFVI would you hold overnight? I can't
short it.
I wouldn't hold it overnight because to me the support level that I would have liked got cracked this morning, and it's right there finding resistance at that same 1230. If it was breaking above this and sort of holding above this level, that would be a stronger sign. I know it's still up 10%. I get that, but it's finding resistance at exactly where I thought the crack spot would be, and that's that previous resistance here, right around 1235. It can't seem to break that in the last 15 minutes, then I'm not a gigantic fan of it. I did get another leg out there on BFRI in front of you up. We'll hold the rest for the absolute bottom. What do you think of, I'm just sort of reading the chat here, and we just talked about Global Foundry, GFS, a couple of times, Leo asking about it.
I can't believe what just happened to Roku, by the way.
What's happened?
Well, I didn't even realize it wasn't shortable. Huh? So there's nothing.
We had short
It's SSR because.
Yes, SSR, that's right.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we just tried to get this short right here, 203.80. Guys, and I was just talking about it, and it's down. So I used the wrong key, I used the wrong everything. I just tried to punch that level that was there and missed it. I should have like crossed lower and let it fill me as it goes all the way to the downside. But when stock goes to SSR, I know Prad's talked about this, you're unable to short it, man. You basically got to wait for an uptick, and Roku, we may not get that. So that was hilarious. I was just showing it to you 2 seconds ago, 202.30, 203.80 was the price, and so now it's down another $1.40 from there. What's up, Brendo, I believe?
Our friends of the show, anyways. The Alkaline Water Company, WTER, just popping up at day highs there. You can see big volume spike, guys. Right back down, but still nice day for them. WTER up 4%.
So I wanted to get to, I know we were asking about Global Foundries. Thank you, Tian Oliver, for the super chat. Sean Neal, along with your team at Trader TV, I wish you a prosperous life. Thank you for your work. Trust me, thank you for watching.
Yes.
Because you guys are the best community out there. You know we love it. We love the growth that we all sort of have together and talking about symbols and bringing up names that we're going to miss because, you know, I've actually traded a few more symbols than normal today. I think that's because the morning and the afternoon were vastly different. So there's different names that you might have had in after the Fed. But I wanted to get to this Global Foundries because twice it got brought up. I like GFS. I sort of talked about why I don't really have too good of an excuse for not buying this one on the IPO. I did like it. I do think a lot of people, and most, if you have a diversified account, you probably are pretty well invested, I would say, in the chip space. But if you don't have any connection to like the fab side, then Global Foundries is a good play. Like if you own a boatload of Intel or TSM, then you know you may want to limit how much GFS you have. But if you're looking for that kind of, I guess, exposure, why not give it into Global Foundries here? I did like it a lot better in the low 50s, admittedly, and I've been waiting around for that particular price. But part of that is because I do own Intel, which is transitioning more into the fab space themselves over the next 2 to 5 years. So you kind of have a bit of that piece of that pie to add to like your growth. In direct chips like your Nvidias and your AMDs, but I think it's okay at the 60 level. I just personally am waiting for a better price here because I feel like I'm already a tiny bit invested. And there's a reason why Intel wanted to buy these guys and got rejected, right?
Guys, look at Roku just continuing to go down. We called Apple short, man. I can't believe we don't have that one either. And we also talked about the market giving off a little bit here, and there it goes to the downside. And there's Microsoft as well. I didn't want to mess with Microsoft, to be honest with you, but it is starting to downtick pretty hard right now. So we'll see where this market wants to go. Check in on the spiders again, just to see what's happened. 470 down to 468. So a nice little $2 move off the bottom there. Where were we at 2 o'clock? Obviously where the volume started to pick up. So down here, 461. So still well off its bottom there, and a nice move for the SPY. So if you're looking to trade futures, but maybe your account is not set up for futures, you don't have the right buying power or leverage or whatever the case may be, you can always trade SPY, which is the S&P 500. there. So you could definitely trade that if that's something that you want to look at. Oh, and then an update there before first of all, we'll see the imbalances should be high today. There's Roblox. We got out at 97.25. So congratulations. Somebody posted they got out at 99. Fantastic trade, man. Great trade. Again, I was expecting this dip down, but Roblox comes to the downside. We're long at 94, out 97.25. So for me, that's a good trade right there. And I hope to be a good out as well. So we'll wait to see. But now 97 on the downside. I don't have any more ideas right now. Let's just wait to see what happens at 350, which is now 2 minutes away, man. Futures coming out.
Yeah, a bit of a pullback. It's just sort of confirming some of the names that I was looking at earlier. Like even Carnival Cruise Lines, which got beaten, even that actually got back up off the bid. So it's not just tech names. It is a pretty broad move to the upside that you are seeing in the overall market here. And just also double checking on where was the DocuSign was the other one. That just pulled back a couple of bucks back to this key 150 level that's been in there for DocuSign. This is another one post earnings, which still has some room to run. Like if it ever gets above that 161, it can fill that gap in. That could be fantastic. That BFRI with the imbalances coming out soon, I'm just going to get out. That offer looks to be gone from what I can tell. I don't see, oh, it's still there, 765. That offer is still there. So I guess I might hang on to that one just a little bit longer.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know. We're trying to watch the market out a little bit here to see what's going to happen. We only have a minute left before this market starts to pop off here, and then we'll see where we go. But it should be a good move into the close. We will show the imbalances, so get ready for that as we will have the imbalances up for you very, very soon on this. So the market's starting to pull back just a little bit here. We'll see where it wants to go. Roblox, we're out of that name already. Let's check out Apple and see what that's doing. Yeah, we called that short, but the market's battling a little bit with only right now a few seconds left before the imbalances come out. I guess we're going to get a chance to see where we want to go now. So good moves. We'll see what this market wants to do. If the imbalances come out to the negative side, and we'll call them up right now to show you guys. This is what we're talking about. It's not out yet, so I'll keep it like this. We'll sort it by size, and in about 15 seconds, we should see the market make a move here. I don't know. I guess I can't show everything, but we'll just see where these come out, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, in about 20 seconds. Tesla just pulled back to 965, so that is on the move a bit. That BFR, I am in position, so I do have to watch that stock. But a nice movement here in the overall market, which is pulling back. Let's see what happens. The imbalance is now out.
Yeah, it looks like they're out, but I don't really know. There's not much on here, man. A couple buys, I mean, this is not as dramatic as, honestly, Neil, as I thought it would be. Not much happening right here on the imbalances. The market's trying to go back upside, actually, on this imbalance. So we have KR. I don't know, LUV, which is Southwest, that's going to be a sell today. There's TD Bank with a monster buy. We like some TD Bank, so that's a big buy there as well. Citigroup, I don't see much on here, so let's just close this and start to watch some of the market. Apple's starting to go back upside right here, guys.
And I mean, Brandon's saying I was spot on, but I didn't short John Deere. I just sort of said usually on flash news, like where there's smoke, there's fire. It did go back into 335 and just pull back. But there's nothing I don't know what just happened to John Deere. So that's why I didn't pop into that trade. I think it's a little bit crazy sometimes if you do when you're trading blind. There's plenty of opportunities in the market there. I'm a little bit surprised, Sean, that some of these imbalances aren't sort of overwhelming. Like TD's interesting, but yeah. When it's like Marvel and BAC are the top ones there, I was kind of expecting you'd see some of the bigger tech names on that list. Obviously, Marvel is a stock that we're interested in and is going to be a bit of a mover, but I kind of thought you'd see your AMDs and your Nvidias and your Apples maybe pop this one in on a Fed day. Marvel, come on, load up, Marvel. Come on, load. You can do it. Yeah, Marvel to the upside here. It's a 1.9 million share imbalance, and you see that stock spike $1. But that wasn't near the front of the list of stocks that I would have been able to watch and see make that move. I do think it's likely some of these will pair off as people start to take some profit on what has been an unbelievable rally. I would expect to see at least some profit taking at the highs on a stock like this, and maybe the pairing off of that 1.9 million. If it stays, then you could get a continued rally. But I'm anticipating this is going to pair off on Marvel.
Yep. I would say, well, I don't know, man. We're getting back to the day's high here, so we'll see what. Speaking about some of these semiconductors, wow, Nvidia, yes. I just can't believe we didn't buy more at that bottom there today. I was just like sitting here. Well, I mean, I can believe it because, again, the reason why we didn't buy more of this is because we had no freaking idea that the market was going to do this today. And if we did, then we wouldn't be sitting here. That's for damn sure. Because, and again, go back to the morning show where we talked about SoFi at that 14 level. And some people saying, saying, is this a daily show? Yeah, man, we're on here every day. We're actually on at 8:30 tomorrow morning. So join us for that. That should be a fun ride for all of us tomorrow as well. You could see a nice little kick down here. We talked about buying these levels today, man. 14, 14, 14. There it is. You had that opportunity. I think the market now is green lit, man. There's a green light here for this market, and I'm excited to see where we go from here, to be honest with you. I sold out of some Tesla at 10.22. It might be time to buy back in. Let's wait to see what happens tomorrow. But I don't know, man.
I'm not there for the super high valuation, like the names that people call overvalued or super high price, like even like the Tesla. I'm not necessarily there yet to get back into. I'm all for like the quality names at this point. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, that's why I'm bagging on Robinhood a little bit here and kind of skeptical about some of the really high valuations. Like I'm not going to be sitting here and saying that this isn't a fantastic and positive result to this number, because I think the reaction is great to what overall might not be, like it wasn't overwhelming. Like, you're talking about possible 3 hikes next year, definitely almost 2. You got the full expedited taper. The inflation read, I think, was probably at least a little bit good for the market, but this is a strong, strong reaction to what I thought would be sort of par for the course. I'm definitely encouraged by the move in crypto, I'll tell you that much. I'm kind of kicking myself. Why did I go to Virgin Galactic? I thought I clicked on Silvergate. That bounced off it bounced off so well, those lows. Now it's up at 150 again. So that was a bit of a missed opportunity. I kind of thought this would crack 136, get down to 133 when Bitcoin was testing 47,000, I should say. It did not do so. Let's see if we can break 50,000, but might have been a missed opportunity to buy the dip, which I've been trying to do on Silvergate. But again, if you're going to play the equities, I tend to play those to swing in and out of and then hold long term. Great level here. That 200 period moving average is what I was getting at for Silvergate. About 5 minutes to go until the close. I'm flat. I don't really have any intention of putting on any new trades there. Market is going right back to that top 47,000 on the ES. The NASDAQ's already there. And we have a couple of earnings to get to that matter. Brendo.
Yeah, a few minutes to go here, guys. We're still watching a couple of things. The NASDAQ actually touched 2% there. The NASDAQ 100 touched 2% there to the upside. Here comes what is to come after market and tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Lennar, I know that's an interesting name as well in the home building. We talked about Rivian as well. And yeah, Brendan, right now the market 2.15. So we are off right now.
It's gone.
Off to the races right now. IronNet. I mean, there's actually a lot of interesting names. Accenture.
Wait, is that the IronNet from the one we mistaked for the Russian company, that one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
IRNT.
I know that.
So that's another exciting name there to come through. I just hope that Tony Stark can get his stuff corrected there for IronNet, and then we'll move forward with that one.
I thought that had a big short interest. I'm going to double check that.
IronNet, not to be confused, of course, with Iron Man. Okay, 180, man. I mean, you want to, I keep saying this, man, but you want to come at the king, you better come correct. Apple, not APPL, AAPL, right there. Wow, 180 gets touched again. We almost, 3 trillion was what? 182.50 something or whatever it is. So we almost got to there. We're going to get there tomorrow. Especially if this market doesn't, like, if you wake up tomorrow and like the market is just above zero, this thing touches that 183 or whatever it needs to be tomorrow. So I really like Apple for a swing play, especially if you think this market's about to blow up even more now. So that goes without saying, but Apple, people will buy this name all the way up. They don't care. They've shown the strength in Apple. And then it's also, this could be Palantir Day as well. What a great day for Palantir as that marches high. Like, so Palantir here, man, continues to work. We had this low bid today, 18.20, and now it takes it out all the way up to 19 again. So Palantir, man, the champion, not the champion, but just a nice move up. Very similar to everything. Nvidia's now at 303, man. That AMD, I still can't believe we missed that 138 bid. Wow, 146.
Back to the high. Everything's right at the high of the day, right? Like, so it's crazy. We'll go to Rivian. BFRI, by the way, just did a huge tank. So that one capitulates. We thought it might, but that seller never went away. Like, that big 130,000 share order just stayed there. Rivian just pulled back. So yeah, they feel a little tepid about this one going into the earnings. We know the 100 level is a big one on Rivian. So if there's some selling into this in the aftermarket, stink bids at 100 would make some. I mean, obviously that's a 10% move. That would take a lot, but the relative weakness is sort of obvious when you're looking at Rivian here as the market continues to scream into the close with just 2 minutes to go. If you don't like a Fed day like this, then I don't know what you're watching. And just to visually show you what the Yeah, this is what I meant by a flush on BFRI. Like, it just dropped almost like 70 cents in one candle there at the end of the day. And now there's actually a massive buyer at 686. Like, right on the bid, there's a huge buyer now. So starting to thicken up here. Someone's trying to support this stock, BFRI. This is what I mean. 190. There was 130,000 that made a tank. There's 190,000 stacked up bids here on BFRI
Wow.
that look legitimate. Like, there's... To be doing that at 358 and holding the bid, yeah, I'd say it's got some support. That's why it's not capitulating any further, because someone's saying no mas. Actually, they just took the fill. So they're actually getting this fill. Someone's just actually loading up 200,000 shares on BFRI at 686. It could be a short cover, by the way, so I wouldn't run to the hills to buy into the close. Only 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, watch out for the 2 minutes to go. I don't know if we're going to throw over to Brendan or not. I don't know if I heard that. If it is, then that's cool. If not, that's fine. We could stay here. So again, guys, 1.2K likes. If you can, man. We have 3,300 people watching. Our viewers accelerated into the close.
Oh, I love that look.
So if you haven't. Yeah, I know it's good, but it's messed up. But it's like a trip, right? The Matrix. Guys, turn that like. Let's go for that one. I don't know why I keep getting phone calls from the hospital, and they tell me that your son or whatever is ready for his hearing test. But it's not my baby. They're like, oh, your son just turned 3 months. Come. I have to tell these people after. I've told them numerous times.
That means there's somebody who's missing their report.
That's the point. I've told them over and over again. You have the wrong number, man.
That's the worst. You feel so bad because you know someone else is like.
I think it must. Anyways, who cares? I don't even know why I talked about that on the show. A minute left to go right now. The market high up. It's been a fantastic day. Join us tomorrow at 8:30, and we'll be rocking and rolling. Finally, Clover catching a bid. Donkey Kong up to 29. Apple taking out 180. As we speak, and it's just been such a great day. Super happy with some of the performances, and I hope you guys are too, and I hope you're enjoying the show, that's for sure.
Absolutely, as we try to continue and close on that high. That'd be really nice. 16.3 on the NASDAQ as I watch. I mean, just as I'm sitting there, I just noticed alert, Oracle just broke the high of the day. So look, I mean, if you're not happy seeing just about everything take out these highs, I don't know what kind of a market you're hoping for, but thank you, Jerome. I actually believe it was even a better response to this, to the Fed comments and at all possible, given what we saw there. But let's drop the bell. Ms. V did not need to wear green on this day because the market was loving it here. But here's the countdown for you guys. What an unbelievable Fed day it was. 3, 2, and 1, because that's 2. I can't time it right now.
And that's good timing, don't worry. And that's all she wrote right now. The pins today lined up to get a perfect strike. So I hope you were able to capture some of that. Let's go over to Brendan for a quick review of what exactly the market's wound up.
Yeah, nice bounce back right across the board. As we said, what a move into the close there. It was interesting. It was a sell imbalance initially, 1.8, and we got down to 1.1. So right back today highs on that number, 1.6 there for the S&P. Yeah, 2.3 for the NASDAQ, 0.6 only for the Dow. But big move back in cryptocurrencies as we saw on that number as well. 5% for Ethereum currently.
Hell yeah, Ethereum right now touching, actually it's bouncing off 41. So Bitcoin's to 49 right now, Ethereum 41, 49.3 to be exact. Someone's saying, did Miss V, did you get hit by the bell there?
What happened?
Oh, she hurt herself a little bit there. So send some more super chats. We'll pay for the medical bills there for Miss V. So, but apparently smiling, so she's fine.
She's good.
But I want to give a big thank you, obviously, today. Trader Brad did a fantastic job bringing us to 2 o'clock. So there he is right there. I hope he did well as well. And then Ms. V over there, thank you for ringing the bell, and thank you for everything she does in the Market Movers show as well, and on our show. The only person that literally works the whole day here. Yeah, always. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Trader Brad, for that one. And I do want to give a big thank you as well to Rob and to Lucas for the 1s and 2s. We did have some technical issues on Market Movers, and they were really fast to get over
back
here.
and forth.
Running back and forth. He fixed our stream decks and everything like that as well. So thank you so much. And there it is right there.
Tyrionaire.
Tyrionaire. Thank you so much.
Game of Thrones, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And that is who it is. Yeah, there it is. So looking, right?
Yeah,
is that the right picture?
I mean, it's kind of small.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, whatever. You guys can look at that yourself. Thank you so much, man. He made 10 G's, so 10 bands today trading there. Thank you so much for the super chat, man, and congratulations. I hope that we helped you with some of your confidence and some of those plays as well. So thank you so much for the $20 in super chat. Means a lot. And there we go, Trader Cat as well. There's $5 for your injury there, Miss V. So he says vodka. So I guess that's a shot. You could take a shot of vodka. There we go. So thank you for that, everybody. We're going to be back tomorrow. It's going to be a super exciting day. I'm excited for it. So thank you to Neil.
Yes,
thank you to Brendan, Miss V, everybody. We're excited. Tomorrow's another day. Sleep well. We'll see you on Thursday. Ciao.
Thanks, Jerome.